you have the train ban coming in from Vitality, and then FaZe will not take a risk on Vertigo. Now, when it comes to pick, Nico actually threw in a little bit of a piece in the interview saying he thinks there's a curveball coming in. The logical choice for Vitality could be Nuke, but I'm thinking, Chad, maybe an Inferno pick here?
Yeah, they did look comfortable on it, right, with their T-sides when they were able to break through that arch side in the game we saw a little bit earlier in the week. I think they'll just go with Nuke. There we go. And I think that FaZe will just go with Dust 2. I think we'll just get the exact same map pool as we did last time. I don't see why either of these teams will back down. I think FaZe consider themselves better individuals, and Vitality, we've heard the narrative coming out of their camp. Yeah, there we go. That they think that it was an off day. So if it was an off day, we're going to see it'll be demonstrated in the server today, and then that means the third map probably Inferno is the decider here, or FaZe wanted, they could try and, yeah, it'll be Inferno.
It should be Inferno. Yeah, I'd agree. I think both teams would shake hands to have Inferno, and I think the Dust 2 pick from FaZe is also interesting in the sense that Dust 2 can be a map that you pick, you win, and then you pick again. Because I don't feel like there is a ton of anti-stratting to be made or a ton of preparation to be made. It's pretty much clear-cut, I mean, structure of the map in general, so you can pick it and pick it again and win it again. So, Nuke, Dust 2, and Inferno, Samra.
I'm just looking forward to this one. And so here we have it, Nuke to kick things off, 50% performance from FaZe on this map. Now let's take a look at Vitality real quick in terms of their standing on Nuke. I think it's pretty much the same, isn't it? Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, it's
interesting that's their pick.
It is indeed interesting, and you know what other picks are interesting? Our predictions. So let's go ahead and bring those up because it's about to get into action time, boys. We're a minute away, and well, let's take a look. That's right. Everybody is gonna learn yet again that you shouldn't, predict against Semler. But sometimes that's just the way it goes. You guys gotta learn the hard way.
I mean, Vitality have been the one pushing you over the line, to be honest. The risk you took on them the last time did pay off, so I can understand. I didn't pick Vitality. I promised them I'd never pick them, just in case there's some voodoo involved. So there we have it. I think FaZe have a
just
good
in case.
grade.
You knew. It's just in case. It's all part of the strategy.
And then Chad is taking a risk on FaZe for the grand final.
Is everyone else hedging that they don't know who's going to make the grand final, so they think if they pick Complexity, it's a safe choice? I don't understand why everybody else besides Semler would pick FaZe and then nobody have belief in FaZe in the grand final. That to me doesn't really make much sense. They're going to have to show good form against Vitality. Vitality aren't going to be a pushover right now. So FaZe will also be warmed up going into that grand final?
Warmed up, I'm scared they'd be exhausted. Like, it is quite tiring for a team to do BO3 back-to-back in such intense game as well. Plus, I think that Complexity, they have earned the right for us to believe in them. Like I told you, every single time we've doubted them, every single time we were wrong.
Well, okay, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Maniac, but we are pretty much ready to go. What I will leave us on is that Brokey's probably going to lose about like 5 kilos of water weight if he has to play in 30 degrees weather, 6 maps potentially. So I'm putting it on that. FaZe, it's just not going to happen, boys. It's not going to happen. But obviously, we're going to see how it's going to play out. Am I going to be proven wrong? Gasp. Or are the analysts going to get it right? It's time to hand it over to our commentators and get this action rolling. Moses, Anders, how's it going, dudes?
Listen to how smug this guy is. This is unreal. What a start to the day we've had. Jesus.
I know you guys are loving it.
It's been amazing. I actually appreciate it. I love Smug Semler. I think it's one of the best versions. It just fits him very well. I think Maniac did do a calculation earlier that even the best predictor in this so far is still no better than a coin flip. If you look at the overall matches played, which I think is just a great smackdown. The odds are pretty even though as well, just to point that out. Slightly favored FaZe.
It's been hard going back to online Counter-Strike, Anders. It's been hard predicting this. We haven't had to do this for some while. I think we all forgot how crazy online Counter-Strike can get. I don't know. I'm really excited for this matchup. Again, ZywOo goes up against one of the best players in the world. He took out Simple yesterday. He gets Nico and coldzera today. This is a very hard route to run, but if he's got teammates like Apex and Shox playing like they have been in this tournament, this very well could be no problem for Vitality.
Yeah, I think especially the way that well, Shox, I think, we're always wondering, is he going to be there? Is he going to be good? And how's it going to play out? But the fact that Apex has shown up in such a brilliant way has at least really encouraged me. I think it's been great fun to watch. So I sort of felt a little bit bad predicting against them, although, at the same time, who knows? Maybe it's like a benefit to them at the end. We don't know how this works anymore. Oh, ho, ho. Well, We are off to the races. Nico with an instant headshot to take down RPK. And fighting outside, now he'll drop Saibu as well. And it doesn't get any better than this. 3-on-5 to beginning, and Nico with 2 kills.
Oh, that is so very nice. Apex gonna try and do what he can. Brokey finds a headshot as well. And it's a 5-on-2. Shox is in this upper bomb site, but he's got nothing to do. He can kind of lurk, but the bomb is down, and it's not going to have any impact. This is spectacular shooting coming out from FaZe to start things out, and what a message to send in the pistol round.
Yeah, that first kill, all right, fair enough, through the squeak door. Maybe that becomes a bit of a problem later on, but then they just keep getting slowly taken out as they try and cross down into the B bomb site. So, great pistol round for FaZe. No bomb plant means Vitality aren't going to be buying just yet. So, I don't know, you picked FaZe for this one as well, didn't you?
I did indeed pick FaZe for this one. I had a lot of faith in them coming in, and I'm still... I don't know. I still am very wary of the up and down nature of Vitality, even though the last 2 series have been very good. Even though, I mean, Apex had an incredible series yesterday, and he's been pretty consistent. He was 64 and 44 in the 3 maps against Na'Vi yesterday. He led the team, which is absolutely mental. But I still feel like there's some level of discrepancy in the Vitality performances. That I think FaZe, especially with the loss they took yesterday, I think FaZe probably lends itself to being way more like personally insulted that they would lose to Complexity, that they would be so fired up coming into today.
It's funny, that's actually a little bit of my sort of thinking too. I just think FaZe, they're not going to be happy about, you know, how yesterday was. Yeah, they surely are going to be super ready. That's actually part of my reasoning as well.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite parts about this team, and it's not that it like descends into any kind of like disrespect against their opponents, but I feel like FaZe just have the players who would look down and be like, we should not be losing to these people. Like more than any other team in the professional scene, I think they have a little bit of a superiority complex that I actually really enjoy.
Yeah, I agree. It's a big part of the reason why I was picking this team here today. Nico, oh, that slant flick, he's just going to get every single one. That's a very smooth ace. Again, they don't have any armor, so we're not going to go completely crazy, but that was, oh man, that looked cool. Did he style on them for the last one? Is this just like an art thing? He's like, boom, sit down, Sharks.
He gets in that mood once in a while where like he makes sure that he is like shows off the one taps. Like you can see when he's really trying to go for the one taps, the really clean headshots. And yeah, that might have been one of those times. Either way, AKs are out for Vitality. 4 of them with the Galil on RPK. Plenty of utility. This is looking fast as well. Shock's gonna lead the way outside, blocked off by Flames for the moment. And no defense is going to be mounted. He's going to be alone. He pushes forward along the smoke, or small gap at the beginning, but he makes it safely.
All right, Shock sticking to the plan. Even slowed down from the Molotov. I thought that would have been very dangerous. It's one thing to try and beat the timing, but you can't really do that when you're slowed behind the Molotov, and he still keeps going. And there's no one there to spray him down, so that's kind of good news. Now, that's the first part of the plan. Get Shocks into the lower part of the bomb site. The second part of the plan, well, we'll have to find out exactly what it is. The lobby, or the sort of the ramp crunches are super popular if you could make them work. Looks like they actually want to be walking out. This is a contact play. Rain, he's going to be traded. It's shocking that he even got the 1 kill there. And yeah, there's a bit of an alarm going off on this A bomb side. Good kill for Cold Zero. See if Brokey could do much of anything here with a scout. But the bomb is going to be planted. This is a cool strategy from Vitality.
I can't believe Shox is still here. Nico's gonna turn that corner. I don't think he'll expect it. Oh, the timing! That's brutal. Shox just looks away, and now the flank is opened up. Saiwoo's stuck in mini. He's got to move out of that position as well. Low HP, and another smoke might be a savior. There are 2 kits on FaZe, so they have time for this, but they must find these kills.
Yeah. Bit of a grenade to set them up. Big swing. Oh! Mid-air, taking down Brokey, and Cyril continues! Almost with the triple kill. That would have been perfect. And now Nico hunting him, but Apex is just playing ring around the rosy, and it doesn't even matter if he goes down there at the end. Brilliant end to that round. What a shot from Saiwu. That was amazing.
Yeah, that is a nice little clutch. I'm curious about that smoke that was thrown from heaven into the back corner. It feels like it actually saved Apex's life. I actually think this is a really cool call from Vitality, not just because of Shox turning into a lurker outside, but remember, if you watch the game that FaZe Clan played against Complexity yesterday, they got destroyed with those hits out Squeaky Door. FaZe had no answer to stopping the attack through Squeaky. Complexity had free access to the upper bomb site, and I don't think it's a bad idea at all for Vitality to test that in this game and see if that defense is going to be any better.
Well, I mean, this is, you know, you say FaZe, but really, if you wanted to even narrow it down further, Rain was really getting blown up in that squeak door, right? That was like a continuous
I was trying to avoid, you know, naming names.
I know you're a sweet person like that, Jason, but I'm not, so here we go. No, I mean, it wasn't even that Rain was actually playing horribly badly or anything, but that just, I mean, you know, it was a point of weakness overall that was just exploited a lot. And I'm sure, I mean, you could even argue that's a reason maybe why Rain will be even more switched on today. Like, he, you know, might not suffer the same kind of problems. It's unlikely, I would say. He's an absolute world-class player. Flick out there from Brokey, not connecting with anyone. And they know that opposite play, though. Trying to trace it through. It does a fair bit of damage. It's a pretty good start. Bringing Cyber and Shox a little bit low.
A little bit low. Nico gonna toss the nade out behind the smoke. Ooh, that actually might catch him. He jumps right back into it. ZywOo might be a little bit lucky to be alive there. And this is slow from Vitality. ZywOo and Shox in secret. Masuta, Apex, and RPK look like they want to come join up, but if they want to do that, they have to reset up the smoke wall. So this is going to be tough for them to cross. They might not want to actually commit towards secret at all. And it might be an attack in mini. Nico, Molotov is going to force him back. It's not catching him. It does right at the end, but he sticks around long enough for an easy tap to the side of Shox's head.
What a dirty play that is. I actually thought, why is he standing? It's surely going to spread, but that was well calculated. He was a couple of steps ahead of everyone there. And this is, what a defense to put up here right after Vitality get that great round in. They're going to be completely stumped here. It's now a 2 versus 5 with ZywOo low on health from earlier. And Masuta, he's sneaking around, but again, what does it matter? He did get the ramp room control at this point in time. ZywOo's gone down, and now Masuta's just going to speed it up. I don't mind this. I mean, why not just try and see if you could catch them? It's not going to happen, and it will be a third round for FaZe. With Nico at 11-0, if you're keeping a count at home. When is he going? When someone's going to stop him, surely.
Yeah, well, this is, I mean, kind of what we talked about is Nico coming into this. I mean, we knew him, and specifically in my mind, him and Cold Zero were going to be the ones to take the most offense to that loss yesterday and would come in just straight fired up. So Nico's getting them started on the right foot. He's setting the attitude, he's setting the tone, and 11-0 is no slouch for a beginning. And that's going to make things much easier for FaZe when they rotate around the map on this defense. Again, going to test Nico, and look at the nade damage. They're already brought down so low. He sprays down 3 and a 4th. He's up to 15.
It's so ridiculous. He's laughing as well. Oh, man. Yeah, it's so weird because that's exactly my sort of feeling of their personalities, right? I think, you know, a loss like the one they took yesterday is a great motivator. If you were feeling like, oh, I don't want to prepare, or I don't want to spend some extra hours looking at demos, like you take a loss like they did yesterday, everyone is going to want to do that. Everyone's going to feel ready. So, yeah, it's looking good at the moment. Although it's early days. It's still just a 6th round here. So let's see. I like that idea from Vitality earlier, where they had Shox, you know, walk down secret, and then they actually just walk through the squeak door. I thought that was a cool idea. We'll see if they are going to continue to use Shox in that fashion and, you know, have him lurk around. This time it's the entire team outside, though, with the smokes closer to Mini.
Ooh, Shox is going to be able to cross with his teammates. 4 of them over. Spray coming in late for Nico, but you're already seeing some players drop. Rain has went in towards the vents. He's going to be down there. He might be able to stop them, but he's not peeking just yet. Tomas in the sight. Oh, immediate headshot. Continues the spray, and then Rain pounces. And Brokey adds in with the op. And again, Vitality might have access to the bomb site, but they've lost so much.
Yeah, they really have. Apex, I think this is a clever idea, but Cold Zero, looks like he's one step ahead. He's actually going to go down the vent, but they've lost Masuta in the meantime. I still think this is a cool play from Apex, and if they'd had just a slightly better trade into the bomb side. If this had been something like a 4-on-3 instead, would have been a really powerful play here. But with the whole team gone, there's no reason anyone has to really do much of anything here until Apex gets a little bit closer to something that looks like a bomb plant. They're fighting him at a distance, and Nico still is immortal in this game. 5-1 and 16-0 on Nico.
Okay. Now, I mean, let's hold it in check. This is a phenomenal start for Nico. He's had, what, 4 kills on the first, or on that most recent eco round. He's had some easier frags, but still an impressive start to this game. Oh my lord, and he's 10 frags ahead of the next closest on his team. That's Brokey with 6. Meanwhile, you go over to the Vitality side, we've played 6 rounds, and there's a total of 5 kills across the entire team.
He bought that VIP armor, Jason. He's up to 200 or 400.
Yeah, I just tweeted this morning as well that I wanted to bring VIP mode back, so that fits in well with the narrative.
Well, there we go. Yeah, I want it back as well. I think it's great fun. We could have whole VIP tournaments. It could be like a subclass of Counter-Strike. Be amazing. Here comes Nico. Ooh, and he's finally going to be going down. Apex to drop him. Sidewin RPK. The digs continue, and there's one more. Shocks. That's so ridiculous. 4 Deagle kills in the space of 5 seconds to bring down the entirety of FaZe. What an outrageous round.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous one after all the struggles to win with Deagles, but fair play. That should be a nice wake-up call from FaZe that they weren't just going to be able to coast like that the entire half. That's a good round for Vitality to win, to make them second-guess some of their confidence and over-aggression. And we'll see how the rest of this half goes, but just some beautiful shooting with the Deags. AWP is still on Brokey, and unfortunately, that AWP that he had in the previous round was passed for free over to ZywOo, so it's going to get more difficult, and automatically Vitality win with all 5 players surviving off the back of upgraded pistols. They've got so much cash all of a sudden.
Stay through. Timing on that push could have nearly got Bimas killed. Suture's on the other side, and yeah, because of the flashbang, he's definitely going to be checking it. He did nearly go down, and RPK fell to Rain. So, still a 4-on-4 with a lot of damage on Misuta. And yeah, the money's pretty good, and that's important. Not so good on FaZe, though, on the other hand. If this turns out to be a win for Vitality, the tempo and the feel of this first half could change pretty quickly.
Yeah, very quickly. coldzera up in the rafters. Shocks again lurking outside. When he eventually makes his move, he's going to have Nico to go up against. Rain and coldzera in the upper bomb site should be just fine unless Shocks can pull a fast one on Nico. I don't think he's peeking all the way to actually find this. He's at an angle where he can't see.
Whoa.
That means Rain might just be a free kill. Now he's coming in, and that might be the perfect call. Shocks is going to go down. An important frag. And now Vitality just have to move forward. Rain again in the open, but coldzera's got him covered from behind, and the squeak door is the main point of attack. But every time Vitality gain any kind of map control, they've done it at the cost of one player. And finally, FaZe are going to close out the round with 3 alive.
Man, I feel for Shocks. That previous round where he was waiting for Nico down to the secret stairs and he just turned away. And then this round where he's sort of looking for him the whole time and is waiting. Nico's just finding some amazing timings against Shocks individually. Wow, that's a nice opening from Rain. I didn't even realize that.
I mean, this is kind of, I mean, not nice for Vitality, but it is nice in the sense that they all have, like, 4 of them have over $6,000, right? So they're taking this time out here to actually have a discussion about what they want to do. And they've got the cash to put any plan they want into effect. And I mean, they can even come up with a 2-round plan considering the money that they have.
Yeah.
So FaZe responding immediately. Still a 4-round lead. Nico up to 18 kills in 8 rounds.
Yeah, it's individually for him a ridiculous start. But we just saw in the last round, if Vitality would have won that, this whole first half would have felt very different already. So as much fun as it is to see Nico fly away into the sky like that, you definitely shouldn't get fooled by the fact that Vitality can still come back pretty quickly here. Apex, that's an aggressive move outside. He's going to be into Mini really, really fast, and he's going to win the fight against Rain. What a brilliant pickup. The Molotov on coldzera. Did he just freeze inside of it? It looked like he knew and just still didn't manage to go anywhere. That's so odd.
Yeah, that is a bit strange. Vitality gonna win it. A 3rd round. They cut the lead. Bimas and Nico just need to be able to save these weapons. This isn't even worth going for. Not even worth investigating. I think he wants an AWP, but it's Appears it's dropped down. So risky for Bemas to go for that, but it's all good. He's going to fall back.
What a cool strategy. I mean, again, not particularly elaborate. You could see the power of it there. I think the Molotov, though, I really want to go back and see who threw that Molotov. You can probably throw it from out on the T roof. If they did that, whilst all Apex needs is the one kill, and actually Cold Zero, as much as it looked weird, where is he going to go? If he swings in, he knows Apex is going to be looking at it from mini. If he swings to the right, then it's going to be the hot part of the push that's going to surely be taking him down. So, he's super interested in this. He just has to win this one fight, and they're in a great position.
Oh yeah, and I mean that's always the case with Nuke, right? It's just that one playthrough mini fast, and especially with an entry fragger like Apex, who's not going to have any fear of just ignoring all the danger outside. I mean that is one area where maybe Nico's going to have to adjust the way he's playing. I know he's playing a great game so far, but a little bit more aggressive to prevent that kind of a swing. And you can see here, right behind the smoke, he wants to challenge, looking up towards Silo at the moment, dodging the spam through those smokes.
Oh,
Flashbang is out, but he gets blinded. Can't really peek around it. And Apex, he's coming through. This might be a double kill. There's the first, and Nico converts for one more.
yeah, that's really good. Fantastic trade. I'm so curious about that flashbang. I wonder if that flashbang, because Nico was looking straight into it, so either Cold Zero didn't call it and just flashed his teammate, or that was almost a fake to try and pretend like Nico was, you know, going to be somewhere else. Because normally that's a flash you use to flash someone in if they are, you know, at secret or even at the garage, something like that. And obviously he was so far up that, yeah, just flashed him instead.
It could have been just a miscomm. Could have been Nico saying, oh, I hear 2 or 3 outside, and Cold Zero just running over, whoever running over, and just throwing the flashbang immediately, and not waiting for Nico to actually call for it.
Yeah.
Man, there's that's still a lot of nades used by the FaZe side. Rain is out. Cold Zero's out of nades as well. They were low on funds. Brokey just has the 1 EG grenade. So actually, 2 smokes, a Molotov, and like 6 flashbangs. 5 flashbangs for Vitality. And that smoke wall is all the smokes they have left. So they're going to have to hit midi. They don't have those smokes to go to the lower bomb site. No point in heading there.
Potentially dangerous miss coming out from Brokey. Seems like they will be fine. Rain, though, he's going to have to run into the fire. And he gave it all to get that last kill on RPK. Fair play, I guess. 7-3 in favor of FaZe, and leading into round number 11. That is still a pretty good economy for Vitality. I mean, considering how this has played out, they haven't won any consecutive rounds, and yet their round loss bonus and I guess the few bomb hunts they've had has kind of done a little bit for them. And the fact that they won that one round with the Deagles.
Yeah, I was going to say it's the power of winning a round with Deagles where all 5 of your players survive. I think they had at least 4 upgrades out of that round, so that's massively helpful.
I'm so confused about this buy. They could have had way more. They're going to try and see if they can make it through the hut, and they're going to get slaughtered on the approach. Cold Zero finally having a bit of a round here. You can see his frustration earlier, but that is a nice triple kill, and that will shut it all down. I swear they could have had 4 AKs and just a Tech 9 or something on Saimu like he has anyway. I'm so confused.
I think, well, my way of rationalizing that would be actually hold the thought. We'll get to that for this round. Bamas is going to get a nice easy double kill, so we'll just go back to it immediately. I think they wanted to try and hit a fast upper hit, quite obvious. I mean, we saw them with the rush, but using the MAC-10s to be able to get out and be mobile and swing into the bomb site, clear top hut. You can jump out of hut. You can become a more difficult target, so a bit more wieldy than the AK-47s, and it leaves them enough money to have a buy in this round as well. Apex, RPK at 5,500. Zywoo's at 3,500, Shock's at 7,000, so you don't fully deplete all of your coffers. Although it is a bit of a head-scratching call when you're down, 3-7 at that point. So Vitality having a tough time finding the winning formula.
Yeah, they are, and in spite of having some of the rounds they've won have just looked so easy for them, and then all the rest of them is nothing like that. So some volatility in the performance of Vitality so far here in the first half. 12th round is going to have to be different. And maybe the thing they wanted as well was not more AKs, but that AWP on Saibu. Maybe this is Saibu's call to say, I'm going to go fight Brokey or Nico or whoever's going to be outside, and I'm going to win that fight. So, yeah, he's running straight there. So let's see if this confidence is well placed in Saibu or if it's going to be a mistake. Thought maybe he would get boosted on top of the smoke or up on... Yeah, so, well, this is such a cool play. I love this. Very, very hard to see on the other side, even if you know it's coming. But so far, no one's up there by heaven. Brokey playing further down.
I mean, he's even aiming at the gap in the smoke over the top of it. He's looking exactly for that boost. What a great reaction from ZywOo. Brokey couldn't do it fast enough, so boost be damned. Brokey is lured into getting picked off.
Well, there's that confidence, right? I mean, that's a call you make to force, well, so to make the team buy this weapon for you, and then you just have to hit the shot.
coldzera, speaking of confidence, has pushed into the hut. He knows they're able to wrap behind him, so we talk about this frequently. This is a great call, but he's got to be careful. The timing, that's going to be frustrating. He had the right play, and he gave it up to flash for a teammate. I think he was flashing for Nico. And it's unfortunately just not going to pan out. This round has slipped away from FaZe. Excuse me, not Nico. I was reading the minimap wrong. I don't even know what he was flashing for, to be honest with you, but he had a solid position inside hut.
Yeah, well, it's true. Rain was right next to him. I don't know what he was flashing for either, but it looked like it was some sort of a team call, right? Like, let's do something, and that actually got him off the angle. Completely agree. If they're coming out of heaven like that, if you can stop the hot part of the push, then you've actually got a great position.
Also, the hut part of the push is the part that you normally carries the bomb, because you're not going to risk dropping the bomb somewhere outside all the way back towards T-spawn or behind red box. So I thought coldzera made a really intelligent decision, a really solid play, and unfortunately just kind of either second-guessed it or gave it up for whatever reason, a call from a teammate, it doesn't matter, but he never had a chance to get into that fight.
Some definite frustration.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. At least he's not banging. He's not doing the coldzera quake, the cold quake.
Yeah, we'll get there maybe. It was certainly spawned a lot of discussion around the community, I noticed. So we had that. It's entertaining if nothing else. 8-4 the scoreline, and moving into the 13th round, Nico now changing his position. A position that's really commonly Molotov, so not going to be happening this time. Just Shox cruising in and winning that fight, and that's going to feel great if you're Shox, even if you dropped a bit low, just to finally take down Nico.
Yeah, for no cost, really. Although, unfortunately, ZywOo has gone down as well. Brokey gets the better of him this time. Shox picks up that AWP with 11 health, and he's peering outside also. Round number 13 of this first half. If you're coming in late to the broadcast, or you missed yesterday, this is the lower bracket final. The winner of this will play Complexity immediately after, who's awaiting them in the grand finals of Blast Premier.
Yeah, and I believe secure a spot in the global finals, right? Along with Complexity.
That's right. Complexity, yeah, they already have their spot in the global finals. The winner of this also confirms a spot in the global finals. Almost a double kill for coldzera. 2 players left in a 2-on-3 for FaZe.
Rain is just on the lip of that. He's waiting for it. Brokey, if he get this kill, that might be the distraction, but it's been spotted already. Brokey doing a lot of damage, and Rain, he's just waiting for it. He wants the perfect timing here. 30 seconds, and he's finally going to start to creep on out. He could be shot in the back, I think, almost by Shox, but it's going to be a pick off there, and now he's looking for it up on top of the hut, and yeah, there's Shox creeping in. 20 seconds now. Apex has the bomb, which is a little bit unfortunate if Brokey gets the kill. He's up. Oh! He no-scopes him, and he almost escapes. It's so close, but it's going to be a quad kill for Shox instead. What a tense round, and Apex, you see him absolutely freaking out.
Oh, my lord. And he had to sit back down in his chair. I think he second-guessed going all the way up the ladder. Yeah, that might have been the round-winning play if he had committed to going up after this shot. I can't believe he even went for this. That is a decision born of insanity. Oh, he missed it. That's why he fell off the ladder, didn't make it all the way up. That sucks. 8-5. So close, but Vitality, you have to say, they have withstood an early barrage from Nico.
Yep.
And they have withstood an insane start for FaZe overall to now be right back in this game. 8-5, and they've broken the economy. They have a chance to close this gap to 7.
Yeah, what a brilliant comeback that would be. And again, I mean, you have to appreciate just Apex being able to make a bunch of amazing calls in this first half. This is just some truly impressive in-game leading coming out from him. He's found so many openings. I mean, obviously, we talked about sort of, FaZe potentially putting in a lot of preparation for this particular game, but it's obvious that Vitality have as well. Really coming out with an incredible game plan so far. Masuta going to be finding coldzera outside. It's just pistols on the FaZe side, so should be no real issue here for them to clean it up and at least get that 6th round.
Nice kill from RPK watching the flank. Yeah, this is interesting. I mean, FaZe, as the desk kind of talked about, the same maps that were played in the last series they had against Vitality, so they're going to be intimately familiar, but also the same maps they just played, you know, against Complexity more recently. So, I mean, if Vitality ever felt like they actually needed to do some extra research, they actually have exactly how Complexity beat them on these two maps. We're able to look into that and have a game plan for tonight. I mentioned earlier in this half, it looked like Vitality definitely testing the upper defense, which was destroyed over and over again by Complexity. So now 8-6 here on Nuke in this first half, and going into the final round.
The only thing I think that maybe also be worth touching on, especially if people didn't watch the games yesterday, is that we did see some really terrible disappearances from Vitality in some of the halves where, you know, they had great beginnings and then sort of, you know, on some of those CT sides, they didn't know what to do. I'm not saying it has to happen today, but that's the only thing that can make me feel, you know, a little bit uncomfortable about this, the French performance so far. Because they're playing great Counter-Strike right now. It's absolutely great to see. Outside, Apex going to be looking for a kill. He knew Nico was going to be there. Again, intelligent stuff coming out, but he almost cleared it himself. Going to be another kill from Masuta inside. Rain will get completely taken out by RPK. And another round that just looks so smooth and so well prepared here for Vitality. It's like they know everything that's coming. It's so cool to see.
Yeah, well, again, I mean, from the later stage of this half, that upper bomb site has just gotten wrecked over and over again. Again, this round, it almost just felt too easy. I mean, that's coldzera losing a duel inside of Hut when he was in the rafters, and then it's RPK just dropping Rain behind that box. So, yeah, Vitality just had everything planned for. Through the smoke, a headshot onto the Moss, and there goes Brokey. 8-7 in the favor of FaZe, but it's a 4-round run to close things out in the first half for Vitality. Nico sitting at 22-5. He cooled down a lot in the final few rounds. We'll see if he can pick it back up in the second half when we return from the break.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the second week here. We've got the best teams in the world and Complexity.
But Flamey is his kryptonite again! Oh! This is it. It's a bulldozer.
We have fun, we're going to play good. We may lose some shit rounds, but you just brush it off, and if we win some good rounds, we cheer. That's all it is.
The best team in the world going up against a team who, you know, hasn't even been able to qualify for the major yet.
Just trying to buy time, flanking around, Flame punching him down, and he tries to immediate defuse. He's right there with the kid. Oh my god, I can't believe it. 16 and 12.
Yeah, I've seen every big CSGO match ever. I can tell you that would already be like a top 5 upset of all time.
Simple could catch. Oh! The shutdown.
These Charlottes that I know.
Really trying to get the pit. Can he stand tall one last time? He lies. Oh no! A beautiful spray. Electrons have got it. 16-14. Now he's doing it.
It was ready for Vitality versus Complexity. I introduce you to North America's newest juggernaut.
16-6 as they take down Vitality.
Complexity have one last beast to challenge.
They wanted to kill Juggernaut, but we're gonna destroy the Juggernaut.
Of course.
16 rounds to Navi's favor. Victories on Train and Mirage.
And the Navi Storm has come and conquered today.
It's an exciting, couple of days that we've had here, and it doesn't feel like we've had any losers other than maybe Astralis.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I feel so fired up from that first half. I'm so impressed by the way FaZe got started, but I'm actually way more impressed with the way that Apex called his team back into that game, and it finishes at 8-7. I think if Apex does this for like another month, we could be ready to call him one of the great in-game leaders in Europe and maybe the world right now. The level of preparation here is nuts. It's actually incredible. I'm calling it early, Jason. I'll stand by it.
I'm with you for a lot of that. Not the whole way, but I like where you're headed. I like where your mind's at. I'm excited as well. That was a great first half.
Oh, here we go. Oh, what a beautiful shot. Masuta taking 2. They would have been wiped out if he hadn't hit that shot. I'm guaranteeing it. Apex coming in with a lot more as well. Already the double, and there's the triple to win the round. I just love Apex right now. He's got it all.
That is fantastic. I'm not going to lie to you, Anders. I haven't quite seen that. I didn't give the PC an old restart during the halftime break, so this one's all you for the moment while I get back in.
Listen, it's fine. You'll get it later. We'll bring all the highlights out. It's worth rewatching. I don't know. Yeah, I'm buying all of the Apex stock, Jason. I'm so ready. I'm so in. This is the one time French Counter-Strike won't hurt me, Jason. I can feel it. It's going to be a lasting love this time.
This is the turnaround right here, the one we've been waiting for.
Well, Bamas is ready with the MAC-10 to try and push through into the UMP of Masuta, who's almost out of bullets. He's going to pick up the USP instead. He's ready for more. Brokey will take him down, but it doesn't matter. He did a fine job. And Brokey has been put down back into a 1 versus 4, so that is going to make his job really quite tricky. Here's something interesting, because we did talk a lot about Apex, obviously. Well, maybe I just talked a lot about Apex. Cyber and Shocks as well. Masuta, in some of the early stages in this tournament, was actually one of the main points of conversation as well. And I think since then, it's not that he's been playing badly at all. He's just returned to like a good base level. But it'd be interesting to see what happens to the team if he's going to have a game where he's, performing just a little bit above his average, which is looking good for it right now. Those are some excellent kills in the beginning of this second half here.
Ooh, nice find from Brokey. Any damage he can do, but that's it. Just the 1 kill on top of the hut. 2 kills overall in the round. 9-8. Vitality take their first lead of the game. And man, that start from coldzera feels so long ago. We still haven't gotten coldzera involved. Brokey still kind of starting to show up. Rain and Bamas still very quiet as well. This Vitality team is coming back by teamwork, and FaZe haven't found the answer just yet.
Why is Sharks making memes?
That can't be real. That can't be a real face that people make.
It just is. Oh man.
If he's not careful, it's gonna stick like that.
Nico going down, Sanvu outside. A little bit of a quick fight here with the Tech-9. Shocks, well, now you can put on that face again. Nice shot from Apex and his trusty orb. I'll hold off for a round talking about Apex. I'll give you that, Jason. But then next round, I'm back again.
It's not me you have to worry about. It's the viewers. I'm used to your shenanigans. Tech-9's not going to work at that range. 2-round lead for Vitality, but the AKs are going to come out this round. FaZe Clan finally have the money to invest in some real weaponry.
All I'm saying is, if there's a fantasy league, I'm buying Apex every single time now. It's just so good. 10-8. The current scoreline. So a 2-round lead, which is really not that much. I mean, again, don't want to get too ahead of ourselves here. We've got Brokey back on the AWP. We've got some AKs in the mix here for FaZe. So let's see what their level of preparation looks like here. they've had a lot of chances to watch Vitality on this map as well, so they could have done a lot of research and homework as well. Early on, Apex out on top of the roof there. Oh, he's going to go down. Rain with an instant headshot. And a good return from Shox, but he should also be fairly trapped out here. Should be hard for him to escape or get many more kills.
Yeah, well, I mean, not for long. ZywOo's coming over with the AWP. I'm surprised he made that play. ZywOo just got to the back of Warehouse. He had the cover, but not for long. Brokey with the double kill. He straight up challenges and wins it. A missed shot there. Oh, and that could spell so much trouble. Somehow this is turned into a 1 versus 1.
And what's really awkward about these one-on-ones is when there's so much time since the last engagement, like there has been now, it's sort of anybody's guess. It becomes this weird coin flip. Bimas obviously has to go, get the bomb, try and find a bomb site, but he would have no idea where to look. And if he's looking the wrong way, it doesn't matter how much health RBK has or what kind of weapon he has, it's just going to be that weird coin flip. RBK currently all the way in the lobby. Let's see. Oh, man.
He might be running a very long route, RPK, in this 1 versus 1, and now he actually has to make noise, make footsteps, but I think he started walking before Bimas heard anything. Plant's gonna go down, Molotov towards heaven will do nothing. RPK still a long way away, so Bimas has a chance to find safety in the post plant.
He has an HE grenade that will almost certainly kill RPK if it's anywhere near him, so that's a bit interesting, because RPK could Molotov and smoke and do a lot of things himself to try and make this more winnable. He's walked this whole way without getting spotted, and now he just has to find out exactly where Bimas is. Not in that corner. Dangerous game of hide and seek going on. He's going to tap the bomb a single time. Bimas not even firing into it. He's just guessing, and oh, it's the wrong angle, but he'll make up for it anyway. He could have gone down then. A tense one-on-one to bring FaZe the first round in the second half on their board. That's very important.
Yeah, that's a huge clutch to provide your team. Look at these exchanges. Great tap from Rain. This was brilliant. That's not even a flashbang. That's just Brokey peeking into and out-opping ZywOo. Very impressive, but that's where they almost dropped the round. Missed shots from both players outside into a one-on-one, and stress is everywhere in this series.
Org is back on Apex. Nico's out there as well with an AK-47, so going to be real careful. Vitality have spent their money into this round, so, I mean, so have FaZe. So this 20th round is going to be one of the pivotal ones for sure to decide who's going to have the better shot at it going into the last third of the map here. A lot of Molotovs and smokes out here to try and block it off. They're not going to go and fight Apex at the minute. We'll see if they actually want to go down. I mean, they've got 4 people out here.
Well, it's good smokes as well because there's actually a pretty heavy defense mounted outside as well, and they negate everything. Until the very end, coldzera didn't quite make it before the smokes fade, and they saw the bomb trying to make its way down secret, and again, coldzera's had some very awkward and weirdly timed deaths in this game.
Yeah.
And that frustration is going to be mounting. 2 smokes and a Molotov to make their way into the lower bomb site. There's going to be a pretty staunch defense here, though.
Yeah, they need a strong opening kill to even dream of getting in here at 25 seconds. Definitely running the clock very low at the moment. Shox and ZywOo with a bit of a crossfire setup. Not seeing anyone down here, which might have them. Yeah, he's going to turn back. He's so confused about why no one has showed up, but now they're going to have confirmation. Now they know. 10 seconds on the clock. Misuta will get a kill on Bimas, and that bomb plant is going to be absolutely denied. No chance for it now. Time has run out, and Rain, it's a good kill and a good turnaround, making this expensive, but they're still going to lose the round no matter what here. Actually, Rain taking 3 people with him is not bad at all things considered. I mean, I am starting to worry a little bit about coldzera as well, because I swear they could have crossed out there without him dying at all.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what took him so long. I think he walked up close along the wall and then had to kind of back up towards secret, but I mean, regardless, some of these kills have just prevented him from even having any impact in the rounds or having a chance to have an impact in the rounds. And then when you add the frustration on top of that, I think it's going to make for some very odd decisions that he makes in the game. Nico was 21-2 at some point in the first half. Yeah. He's now 23-10. So he's been 2-8 in the last, so-and-so rounds. This is... And without him being the powerhouse, the workhorse that he was in the start of the first half, FaZe is really getting slaughtered. This is the midst of an 8-1 run for Vitality.
Yeah, I think it's super impressive. And if their CT side could be even half of what the T side was in terms of making the right calls, I think are going to have a pretty good shot at doing this. They've got the economy behind them now as well. Shock's going to be running right through the smoke, not even afraid a little bit there. Forward defense looks like it's going to be some sort of an A hit here after the initial grenades have gone away from the Vitality side. FaZe going to be molotoving that standard position, but Shox is already shooting them in the back as they make their way through. And that is going to make you feel so uncomfortable every single time. You're trying to push the bomb side, and you're getting tickled by that MP9 as you go through. That is just annoying. They didn't even get the kill on Shox at all, so what a great play.
Oh my word, 12-9. This is a collapse out of FaZe. They need something, and they need it right now. It might be time to call another timeout, but they have no access into this bomb site, not even getting the kills. And it's crazy. I have to imagine it's got to be so another point of frustration for FaZe when they have Vitality in the first half and Complexity yesterday, just running them over in that upper bomb site, and they cannot replicate that success themselves on the T side. It's so difficult for them to find access to the bomb site running the same strategies. I think they've got to be very, very confused.
Yeah, you have to imagine. And some of the frustration that we're, started to feel a little bit. Again, Bimas, 8 kills, Colsera, 11 kills. Some of those just need maybe a little bit more. A couple of rounds where they get, a kill and stay alive. There's been a lot of trading going on for both of them at the moment. And this time it's just pistols, so... Well, one of the cool things that we saw, I think, out of Vitality when they were playing on the T side was just the determination in the calls. When they had those wraps, Apex running into into mini and just, opening up that A bomb site, there was just no hesitation. Even in the rounds where it didn't work out, I remember Shox running down to Secret behind the smoke alone. Even if he got stopped by a Molotov, it's like, once the plan was called, there was a clear follow-through. There wasn't like any kind of a second guessing anything. All right. That's a nice shot.
Well, Rain's coming alive. Yeah, a good follow-up double kill, and added into the Galils in the previous round. They're doing great economic damage, and now they have a chance to win the round in its entirety. 2 versus 1. Yeah, that's fine. There's 26 seconds. The real issue is they don't really know where ZywOo is, so that's got to feel a bit dangerous. But, I mean, Rain can just hustle it into the upper bomb site. The problem is if he decides to get tricky. And fortunately, I don't even think he actually has time to drop down vent, even if he wanted to. So they'll subvert ZywOo at all, and this is a 1 versus 2. For 2019's best player to put a 13th round on the board for Vitality, he's got to overcome Coldzera and Rain.
Yeah, and they have a flashbang which Colsera won't probably know when to throw, so that probably is not going to be working out that well. They can't really fight him either because they're so low on health that it would make sense for them to try and peek him. Going to be walking in, and there's the opening side. ZywOo only takes a little bit of damage, and now he's under a lot of pressure. He does have the smoke, but what is that going to matter? There's a wallbang, but counter one coming out. That's dangerous, Rain. Why are you playing that game? And he's going to go down. Oh, God, he makes it in the end, surviving on just 12 health. But with the defuse kit, he'll have the round. A brilliant 1 versus 2, as you said, the best player of 19, and he picks it up. I can't believe Rain tried to wallbang that. If that connected on return, he's just dead.
Yeah, well, what can you really do when you have that low HP? It's a desperate situation. And that's really harsh. Coldzera even looking towards heaven. He was exposed from that degree. Great response. Rain did have the chance to close that out, just could not hit the headshot. 13-9 for Vitality, but the economic damage is done. FaZe need a win now, because they can put Vitality on the back foot in terms of their money if they can win this round. Pop flash through. Shox is aggressive, and he's found Nico.
This is the version.
And it's so hard to try and respond if you're Rain because you know ZywOo is watching that with an AWP.
Yeah. Yeah, he can't just swing to get the revenge kill. You're absolutely right. Nice shot from ZywOo right in the elbow, Brokey. This is the version of Vitality. If you could have this every time, what a team this would be. The only problem is when they go missing, which we definitely saw cases of yesterday when they were playing against Na'Vi, although they did overcome all of that, and this second half is looking, in my opinion, just brilliant. I love that play from Shox to go aggressive and then just taking down Nico. I just think the game plan right now for Vitality is so solid. I don't see them losing this at all.
No, I mean, especially because FaZe haven't shown us they know how to, like, win anything in the second half. On this T side, it's really falling flat. Especially now that the fragging production of Nico has just entirely fallen off the face of the earth. It's nowhere to be found. He might not even have a kill in the second half, maybe just one, but this is really brutal. And for a style that's not kind of really predicated on set pieces and having an entry fragger the way Vitality, you need those picks, you need those individual players to be having good games. That's a nice trade, but it doesn't actually gain you a whole lot because Vitality's rotated right into position. Shox has dropped the bomb. Rain now in a 1 versus 4, stuck in the bomb site. They'll challenge, and he's going to go down. Vitality 2 rounds away from taking Nuke.
Absolutely loving it. Yeah, I mean, Apex probably could have had both those kills coming through. I think he just got maybe a little bit excited with the org there. But 14-9, and you're right, we have not seen FaZe really prove to us that they have anything like the level of understanding of what's going on here on the T side that Vitality definitely showed us. Oh, now we are getting some of the earthquakes. That was like a 4.5 or something on the Richter scale, I think. It's not quite the Quake Zero yet, but
not Quake Zero. We gotta come up. There'll be a cool name for Nico doing it. Rain's just going to turn right into Mini. I like this. This is the most aggressive play we've seen on a FaZe in this whole half, and it's working. coldzera with 2 stunning entries. Nice trade into the bomb site. Shox could put a stop to it. The timing on that flank was pretty aggressive, but I think with the money the way it is, Vitality going to try and save.
yeah, as well they should, even with some money in the bank, which is not actually that much. That may be again, what it all comes down to is if they can break the economy of Vitality, at least they could go on a bit of a run. At least they could start to get warmed up. Nice round. Good play from FaZe. Hitting, and you actually mentioned this in the first half, right? When you're doing those A attacks, so much counts on getting the first kill as you enter the bomb site.
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially when you come in through Mini, if that part they get stopped. You know, we know how much of a... Oh, this is not good. Shox is going to with the bomb, and that's great because Rain had very low HP, didn't really have the health to take that fight. 14-10. Now, the one thing that FaZe have to figure out is if they win that round because the tactic was good or if because the change of pace catches Vitality off guard. And they're going to need to win 2 in a row. Vitality can do, I mean, losing Shox actually kind of hurts. They could do a couple cool things with the economy. Obviously a 4-round lead, so that I don't think they want to risk the whole thing in this round. I think we're going to see a half buy with Deagles, maybe some P250, some utility. But FaZe need to figure out if they can win that kind of a round consistently. If they go back to attacking Mini, if they go to something fast. And interestingly enough, this is the 4th timeout for Vitality. Even in winning this game so far, they had to use so many timeouts in the first half when FaZe, remember, was up big. They were up 8-3 at one point, and at that, I think Vitality used 3 timeouts in that first half just to figure it out. And look at what it's allowed them to do: a 14-10 lead, a chance to close things out.
Yeah, real big chance of some of the rounds Shox have had here, where he's the one taking the initiative. You know, FaZe lose a player to him just before they even get into their plan. He just needs to do that one more time, maybe once or twice more, and they're good to go. This round, obviously, with just mostly pistols, they're going to be grouping up in the ramp room, hoping for a mistake on the FaZe side. And they can easily go back outside and fight Yard if that's what it comes down to, so why not? Apex out there with the M4 as well, so he's just going to be the early point of contact if it comes to it. Obviously, if they go A, then there's not going to be much of a defense, but I think this is a reasonable gamble. They have 2 HE grenades as well in ramp.
Here comes utility. There's that deep wall close towards Mini. Again, I think they're just going to turn in. 3 players in lobby. With success in Mini last time, I don't see why you wouldn't just go for it. It's a different timing they might not expect. And yeah, they think it's not the pace. They think it's the strategy that won them the previous round. With just Deagles, no one from Vitality is actually defending this bomb site. So for FaZe, you're going to get a nice, easy plant. And now it's about establishing an escape route away from the blast.
Are we going to see the double nade anyway? Let's see. Let's set it up. Find a way. Get up the ladder first, Shocks. Maybe don't climb the ladder with the grenade in hand. Oh, it's gonna be in the corner. Listen, ladders are already dangerous,
Yeah, you
Jason.
think that's that?
If you have
Yeah,
grenades on
violating
you,
some OSHA rules.
I think there definitely will be. I don't think it's gonna be like, where would you even hold a grenade? You couldn't hold it with your hands as you're climbing. You'd have to hold it in your teeth, like right in the pin. It's not a good idea,
Like
is
like a pirate. Like a pirate, explosive grenade pirate.
it? Like for a 2020 type pirate, yeah. Why not? Okay, so here's a
Have
question.
to hold it by the pin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They win that previous round doing that split into 8. They do it again here, and Vitality probably, I think, you know, they probably could guess what happened even if no one is in the A bomb site, because they would have had Apex out there. They saw the wall of smokes. They heard the flashbangs and everything else. Do FaZe want to do it again a third time? I mean, Vitality don't have an enormous amount of grenades to throw down, the sort of classic grenades you'd use to stop it. 3 times in a row is a lot.
I'd go back to it. Why not? Especially with that change of timing, it's not fast-paced. The way they did it, I think, was really well. And yeah, you can know what's happening. You can hear, like, Vitality might have the idea of, like, oh yeah, they're splitting the upper bomb site through mini and through lobby, but they don't actually know, you know, the sequence of grenades that are used for each different position. They had no one in the bomb site to actually check it out, so I wouldn't be afraid to go back to it if I was FaZe. Apex playing at the front of mini right now, where the smoke wall plumed in the previous round, and it might just happen again. Does he want to get aggressive through it?
I wonder if he could...
Zywoo's going to be backed up underneath heaven.
Do you think he could body block the smoke if he was a true genius? Could that happen? He's gone right there. It looked like he might have been trying. Might actually be a pretty big gap. He's going to get flashed in for a kill. Oh, what a setup. I don't think Rain was flashed, but he was certainly jumping to get away from that. And he's going to be dead. That is so cool. And yeah, there's a huge gap in that smoke. Did he block it? I don't know. I didn't check it properly. Apex gets one more, taking down Cold Sierra. Now that arm of the attack is gone. And I think the whole strategy is just completely down the drain. Shox is here to take down another 2. A brilliant offense coming out here from Vitality. That is not just them waiting passively for that strat to hit again, but actually taking it away from them. I'd love to see...
Yeah, just saying, okay, if you're going to run that strategy, we're going to be in position to have the perfect counter for it. And by the way, that's also a setup that Complexity ran on Nuke yesterday. We saw Blame F in this position, waiting for any indication they were coming outside, took a pop flash, and then peek. And yeah, we did see Apex there just block that smoke enough to create that gap.
I'm telling you, the man is a genius. There's no way around it. Brokey to take down Zywoo.
Yeah, but where's this
on.
genius been? French Counter-Strike has needed this for like 5 years.
I know. Yeah, we're gonna have to ask him about that one day. You know, he's been saving it for a long time. It's like fine French wine, Jason. It gets better over the years. He's been having it in the basement, just, you know, waiting to pop it out. He's like, the prize pools need to get high enough, the excitement needs to be there, and now he's ready.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. He was lost in the French Civil War of NBK and Shox, and we have Apex just waiting at the sidelines for his moment to shine. Here it is, and he's taking advantage. RPK gonna find 1 kill. They know exactly where he's at, 1 versus 3, as he backs into the upper bomb site. But FaZe still alive in this just barely, and winning 3 rounds in a row is not entirely out of the realm of possibility, despite how this half has looked so far.
No, they can absolutely do that. You know, again, we're gonna be going back to the money. So 12 to 15, that's the scoreline, but Vitality can either try and force into this round and have a questionable buy. I mean, they'd be missing a lot of grenades. We've seen already how important those could be on Nuke. Or if they sort of go halfway there, I see an auto shotgun on Apex. I can't think of a better way to end this game or this map if Apex just picks up 5 kills with the auto shotgun here. I don't know, I might have lost a little bit of control of the simulation, Jason, but...
The simulation?
But let's see if we can make it happen.
Let's see. And the suit is on top of the hut. RPK in the bomb site. Apex with that auto shotgun at the least applicable position of a shotgun on the entire map. Although he's down in secret now. Walking towards the stairs. FaZe is very cautious. They don't want to run into any kind of an 8 stack whatsoever. And as we outlined earlier, if you guys didn't hear it, the winner of this not only faces Complexity in the grand final, but they guarantee them spot in the global finals.
Yes.
of the blast circuit. So this match does have like a twofold purpose to it.
Ooh, Apex.
Oh dear.
Here we go. Auto shotgun in hand. In the corner. He's all in on this. There's no escaping. They're going to be walking in front of him. There's the first one. The second, he nearly gets it. It's such a good lineup. He could have definitely had Rain as well. I think Nico and Rain both might have had a heart attack in that moment. Still just a 1-for-1 trade, and the rest are all pistols. So FaZe should be able to recover here. Bimas, though, yeah, he doesn't get peeked. Saiwu looking the wrong way. That could have been dangerous. If he'd gone down, would have been real awkward.
Yeah, this is a risky angle to hold if you're Bimas. Gotta have those quick reactions. 25 seconds on the clock. They're running it down low. The bomb is outside waiting in Rain, right outside Mini, but coldzera needs this kill. Shocks to the left, and no, he goes down. And that's a powerful position for an AK. And the time, 12 seconds now, and they're falling. Rain can't take the battle. He's got to get into the site. He's got to stick the plant. 1 versus 2 for Masuta, and he's got an angle on top of Hut.
Look away from the flashbang there. He's going to go for the spray. He gets the one and almost the follow-up. It is close, but not close enough. They'll lose the round 13-15 here. I actually can't believe it. Like Masuta, the way that he jumps up there at the end, if he gets caught while jumping, then that would have got him killed right away. But still, what a close round here. And back with the money now on Vitality.
AWP in the hands of Saiwu. 2 more chances for Vitality to close out Nuke, or otherwise we're going to overtime. This has been really cool to see FaZe grind back into this. 4 of the last 5 in their favor, showing some life here at the end of the map when they absolutely had to. Apex and Mini, coldzera, Nico, and Rain outside for the moment, looking for aggression. Rain on top of the silo, gonna drop away just now. And Apex has been stellar in this position. He's been stellar this whole game, 22-16.
Oh, the grenade could be amazing. If he actually went for it there, I think it would have hit at least a couple of people. There's a 4th one coming in. Now come the smokes, and he's going to set up the grenade anyway. This can actually be really good. Lot of damage. Look at that on Rain. That is a nuclear bomb landing on FaZe. And they're not going to be happy at all. They are making their way down, but they're already softened up quite a bit. So even if they all make it here, that's going to be a problem later in the round.
No one's dropped yet for Vitality. The nades being thrown at the upper bomb site gonna freeze those defenders. Shocks is the closest over in ramp room, and I guess Vitality's like calling the bluff and saying we don't actually believe you crossed over to secret, but they're wrong.
Yeah.
FaZe is here. They're clearing out control windows for the moment. Shock's the only one. There's going to be a lurk in ramp room as well. Bimas has to make his play now because Shocks and Saiwu are going to be dangerous. Saiwu's got to turn around now, but no, he's flanked by the flankers again. And Nico alive over is going to get 1 more. That's Apex to drop down. And a 4-on-2. Masuta and RPK must fall back.
Well, credit to you if you could keep tracking that round of who was flanking who at any one given time, because I kind of lost control for a minute there, but it worked out for FaZe. Man, you see Bimas in that minute, right? He gets the 1 kill, and that's plenty enough. It means that the bomb will go down on the other side. If he had waited and said, you know what, I want 2 kills, like let's try and see if we could double it up, he could have get shot in the back, and suddenly it could have been a brilliant round out of Vitality. So as much as we sometimes praise people for, you know, trigger discipline and like, oh yeah, he got 2 instead of 1, it's great, that you can see how it could backfire, and the fact that he just took that 1 kill was actually very important in that moment.
I think also, I don't think they had the call yet. I don't think they'd seen the AWP on Saiwu at that point. So maybe if he has the call that there's 2 there, he holds the trigger as well. I mean, there's a lot of things that could have gone wrong there. Regardless, the 1 kill on Shocks does just enough. FaZe now 1 round away, and Vitality fighting with scraps. They've had so many chances to close this out. 5 of 6 rounds FaZe have ripped out of their hands on this T side in this comeback. Nades to blow open the door, standard Molotov in towards Mini. And Vitality fighting with mostly SMGs.
Feels only justified if we get some overtime in this game right now. I feel like we all deserve it. Definitely be cool to see if FaZe could continue the comeback, and for me personally, it gives me more of a chance to watch Apex play, so, you know, I appreciate that.
It's Andrew's new favorite player of all time is Apex.
I didn't expect it either.
Molotov in towards stairs. I know, it's come out of nowhere. It's been a great little resurgence from Apex. Saiwu's gonna back away. He's blinded. Deep smokes. towards the window, towards heaven, and Rain is going to get a close angle. Hamas, big job to do. A second push in. That's a nice trade from RPK. They have control of lobby. And they've kind of, I mean, Vitality and FaZe have switched spots in this round almost.
Yeah, they have. Rain's position is incredibly dangerous. One little mistake inside of the A-bomb site, one little distraction, a flashbang or anything, anyone looking the wrong way, and this round is going to collapse, and it will be overtime. They just need that one split second,
Dude.
so let's see if this works.
It's all on Shox. There's 3 players in the upper site, and look, that's a rough angle to watch above.
Yeah.
If there's any pressure from Mini, surely Shox's attention is taken away.
I don't know, Rain is the one initiating this. They're all wrapping around now down towards, so he's just holding it. They're not going to go for the side. He's just waiting, holding the vent, counting people. He knows another one weighted down. That is an incredible call. Apex down here. He can't do anything with just the MP9. We have seen great calls out of Vitality on the T side, but this one from FaZe, that is next level as well.
Yeah, that's the best strat call we saw at a FaZe in this entire second half, and that's going to be the one that forces them into overtime. What a brilliant move. Rain plays it to perfection. Another kill for coldzera. ZywOo goes down as well, and FaZe have done it. They rattle off 4 rounds in a row to get to 15-15, and we've got overtime in map 1 of the loser finals.
Wow, that is really well done. I was losing my mind because I thought what would happen is that somehow Rain would be the one to initiate from the heaven, and that would have just been the worst call of all time. But instead, you know, they outplayed me as well. I even had the minimap, but I wasn't even aware of what was going on. That was so cool. What a great idea.
When I looked at the minimap and saw no one in mini, I was getting real nervous. I was like, this is how it happens. This is how they just trickle in to try and attack that upper bomb site one by one, and Shox just kills 2 of them, and the round just slowly ends. What a great call out of nowhere for FaZe. 15-15. Money issues disappear for the moment. It's MR3, 10,000 start money.
It's been a while since I've seen coldzera in a really awkward engagement, but I haven't seen him in any really great ones either yet. So if we could tip the scale from him having sort of awkward deaths into him having none, and then having did the grenade disappear again?
How did that grenade do no damage?
I don't know. I wasn't even.
God bless.
So I don't pay a lot of attention, Jason. We'll need the replay.
I didn't have caster camera on, so I don't even know if it was on Nico, but that grenade looked like it literally just fell at his toes and did no damage whatsoever.
Oh.
Either way, the ult will do damage.
Sorry, coldzera. I was saying, if he could stop having weird deaths and get into having... It's not that he's been doing badly. He's got 19 kills. It's not a terrible game from him, but I want to see the real coldzera.
Well, we'll get him eventually. It's not too often that he disappears for an entire series. 27 kills on Nico, 19 on Rain and Cold. It's 22 kills on Apex and 20 on RPK and Shox. It's the old guys carrying Vitality in this map so far, which you don't see every day. Shox gonna get close up along the smoke wall. Remember, they're a bit nervous because FaZe has executed the mini crunch a couple of times.
Yeah.
Instead, they're gonna cross over, and again, just as the smokes fade, they get into secret stairs.
Almost a second too late there. Again, I don't know why they're leaving it in until the very last second. That's super dangerous. Here they go. Going to be Molotoving away Shox. They're going to crunch the bomb site against... Oh, that is one hell of an entry for the Norwegian player. Bumas will take down another 2, and just like that, FaZe, I mean, almost guaranteed to win this round. I don't know what Shox and Apex are doing. They got to think about the money too. That is an incredibly disturbing entry from Rain.
Yeah, ZywOo didn't even have time to react. And these weapons are actually so important. Remember, 10,000 start money. If you lose the first 2 rounds as the CT side in this overtime, you are dead broke in the final. And Shox is committed. I don't think we're going to be seeing him escape here. Surely he's not going for a ninja.
Oh.
Holy shit, he might just do it. This is so possible. Oh my god.
He has to run right now. He's going to be in there with a knife. I don't think anyone's heard it. He's on the bomb.
He's got it.
Oh my god, he's done it! Right into the overtime, and this is how it starts! What a next level play!
Oh no, FaZe are gonna be so upset. You've wanted a ninja defuse for some time. What a way to get it. It's been a hot minute since we've seen one like that. What style out of Shox. In a bold decision to try and go for it, as we just mentioned, the money is so critically important, and FaZe lose track of one huge detail.
I cannot believe it. What a beautiful game this is. Saiwu will get a quick kill. RPK tapping away as they try and get in. The bomb is on the floor. They have to commit to it, and RPK is focused just on killing Nico. No diversion there. Apex just power dropping into the bomb site for a quick kill as well. And a 17-15 lead here. That has got to be back-breaking. Those ninja diffusers almost never happen. And he does it just so smoothly.
It's going to disrupt the entire flow and emotion of FaZe, but also look at what the turnaround it just has in the rounds. We were talking about that in the context of Vitality straight up running out of money going into the third round, and FaZe just doesn't even have that chance. Once that ninja diffuse comes in, I cannot believe all the experience on this team, and they left nobody close enough to watch for that play. What a gaffe, and it's going to be costly.
Strong opening from Apex, winning against Nico outside. It's either be him or Shox taking out Nico in that yard for a good long while here in the second half and into overtime as well, it seems. Wow, we've had some real plays throughout these this spring finals here. It's truly been something. It's simple with that obnoxious ace and this play here from Shox. That is absolutely next level.
Shox even going for that is amazing, and he found the perfect position to do it in. I just cannot believe FaZe made a mistake of such epic proportions. In a situation where they can steal the entire map away from Vitality, they've been behind this whole way, and it puts them in such a hole once again. Down 2 rounds in the first half of overtime. Wall is going to signify they want to go to secret. Huge win in towards lobby. Actually, Bimas has done a pretty damn good job of holding down lobby throughout this entire half. But Apex, again, is going to be the player that FaZe have to cross if they want to make this attack work. He's lined up a double, but can't complete it. Only gets the 1 frag, and coldzera's going to book it.
Yeah, he could try and swing against him again, but there's only 20 seconds. They really need to move. Nice shot from coldzera. Apex might have known that, but somehow not going to be able to get it. The RPK spray coming in, though. A big double. 10 seconds now for Cold, and he can't even find them in time. He's going to be going down. That is a brilliant start to the overtime here. The Ninja Diffuse and all 3 rounds going in favor of Vitality. They are, they're 1 step away from winning this map.
Oh yeah, just 1 round, all they need in the second half when they switch over. And remember, they figured out the FaZe defense by the end of that first half in regulation. They were the dominant team. I think they won the final 4 rounds of the half. 18-15, Vitality 1 away. We're looking for 19, and FaZe must be perfect in a game where we've already seen a few mistakes cropping up here and there.
Yeah, it's going to have to be one hell of a defense here. Vitality, quick out mini. They're going to be rushing straight in through Squeak and him. Rain, no one's checked him yet. He's still there. He could swing for a kill. He's going to be a big double spray down. That might put the round back in contention, or they would have lost it already. Bomb should be a quick plant here as they're Molotoving up Heaven and smoking out the mini for a second there. And a lot of damage from the Molotov. Nico and Bimas both taking a fair bit of fire damage from that. So 3-on-3 now. With the bomb plant, though, Vitality, they've got all of the lead, and that is another grenade landing on top of them. Oh, another one coming in. Oh, they're going to explode! There's no chance now. Bimas is low on health. Nico's dead already, and RPK going to get 1 more kill, leaving Bimas alone to go down to Saiwu. 19-15, and Vitality bring down FaZe in overtime on Nuke. A fantastic game to start this series with. I really can't wait. This is brilliant Counter-Strike. We're so fortunate to have all of this. I'm sure the analysts are going to be excited as well, and they will be coming up after the break, so stay with us. We'll be right back.
We've got some top-tier Counter-Strike coming your way.
The 100 Thieves and G2!
Down now, 2 quick kills. They should not lose this game right now. This is not a team that yet has the pedigree to beat an EG.
It is Valentine's Day, guys, but what happens under the desk stays under the desk.
Dad and Dad, we're back together.
So what we have to do, we will win this game. Team.
But they're coming in from long as well. FaZe's going to be there. What an upset
right. It took all 3 maps.
And this is going to be a spicy one. 100 Thieves versus EG!
They take them down in overtime and win the whole series 2-0.
A banger of a match between G2 and OG.
Chance for this, and he gets down the 1v2 to close it out.
EG versus OG for a spot in the spring finals in Moscow.
We are legends of this game. We will rip, shoot hits. Let's go, Alexi.
It was an upset last time and everyone was shocked, but here we go. OG absolutely living the dream, and they will take him down for a second time.
Let's focus, bros. Let's focus like we played first time against them.
They've done it. They've bounced back on Dust 2. We're going to the final map of Blast Premier Spring Series, baby.
Let's take just fight this time.
And G2, 1 frag away, 1 HP away from shutting down the dreams of OG.
There we go. G2 Esports first place in Group C. Fantastic stuff. We'll see you in a couple of months, of course, for the showdown. And for now, enjoy the rest of your evening. There we go. Bye.
They dragged you all the way to overtime, and yet you just style on them when you reach there. How much of a boost did that ninja that Shocks pulled off give you guys? What was the reaction like?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, this game was a roller coaster, this map, because the beginning was, as I mentioned in the interview, we played super slow, we didn't hit shots, we didn't communicate well, the mood wasn't right, so I decided just to scream a little bit on my teammate just to wake up. That's what we did. We had a huge advantage on CT, and then they came back, and yeah, actually the Ninja Diffuse helped us a lot to win the next few rounds.
Now you're going into Dust 2 next. It's their pick, but you are definitely a capable team of playing Dust 2. How do you manage to seal the deal here? What needs to happen?
Well, Dust 2 is one of the strongest map. I think they never lost with Bemas, so it's the same. I don't think it's really micro things. It's just macro. We need to wake up. We need to play together, flash for each other, a lot of communication. If that happens, I feel that, yeah, we can win Dust 2 as well.
What is CT then?
No.
I killed up. It's double, I guess you're listening.
I think he was hearing Zywo on ramp and not Shocks, that was my point.
No, it was both was Shocks probably. Because he kills Zywo. And then Shocks was zooming around. Defusing! Oh my...
They don't have time, huh?
They have...
Yeah, he does.
Oh, Raid just sounds just so resigned to that. Oh, man. But that was the turning point. Overtime, massive diffuse from Shoxy, making a huge play there to get his team through it. What a fantastic first map to kick off this series, gentlemen.
Yes, and I just want to touch quickly on this Ninja Diffuse right here, because emotionally, this was an absolute earthquake for FaZe. Just to put some context, before going into this overtime, FaZe had mounted a 4-round streak comeback against fully weaponized Vitality. They had finally found solutions. They were finding the headshots. We saw Rain opening up this very round with an insane shot onto Zywu. If you're FaZe, you have everything going for yourself. You have the motivation back, you have the confidence back, you're going for it. The first round of overtime time is yours. You've destroyed everyone, and then he ninja diffuses you. There is no other way to put it. This is an emotional roller coaster that completely destroyed FaZe.
Yeah,
Just
look,
imagine.
I want to. I think obviously that right there is the moment that broke FaZe is back, but the fact that they were able to get back into the game at all after the disruptive plays that we were seeing from the likes of Apex and Shox, right? I found a new level of respect for Apex, I think, because as an entry fragger, I had a lot of respect for him, but the way that he just, handled himself in that interview just there, and the understanding of this game is going to be close, and the way that he's been able to make this team play a style of CS that drags teams into the mud. That's what they're doing right now. By going aggressive, they're completely unraveling anything that FaZe Clan may be able to pull off, because you can see how systematic FaZe are in their T rounds. Let's throw the smoke wall, let's take some space, let's milk the clock, let's get the territory. But they're not allowing that to happen. They are taking the fight to FaZe, and that's where FaZe, actually, the previous versions, would be the most comfortable. They want to get dragged into the mud, they want a slugfest. This version right here, they look scared in the early stages of this game. They look very timid. The only guy who was making plays was Nico, and then he cooled off after the first 8 rounds. I'm pretty sure he only had 6 kills for the remainder of the game. That right there means that even Nico, as an individual, was getting battered. And that is a bit of a problem. The scoreline was close. We had a fantastic game of Counter-Strike. But what Vitality are doing is making FaZe, like, they're disrupting them. It's the same thing that happened with Complexity. They're just shattering their souls.
Well, this feels like it's Apex really stepping into his own game as well. I mean, once again, 93 average damage per round, 26 kills for him, 8 assists. I mean, Apex is playing out of his mind right now as in-game leader.
He had a really great game. And worth mentioning, he's actually playing the AUG on this map on the CT side. He's played it a lot. He's one of the few players that bring it up. And he has a very good understanding of how to play his outside position. I also want to mention one of the points he brought up during the interview. I was listening to them, and I am very proud of the French squad and how they reacted when the scoreline was 8-3. Because I can tell you guys, at this moment on the TeamSpeak, things were not looking great. There was a lot of frustration. The informations were not given in a good way. The tone wasn't here. The motivation wasn't here. And then Apex, with Ixta as the coach, actually rallied up the troop, and that's where we actually saw a reaction coming in from Vitality. So if now you can tell me that they have this kind of ability to step back, bounce back from such a hard start, that's a new phase of Vitality that I didn't know.
This is interesting that you bring up Xtaz, because I mean, out of all the other coaches that we're constantly interviewing, Zeus, etc., we kind of almost forget that Xtaz is here in the backlines behind Vitality, and that he plays a huge role in this team in terms of getting them prepared and also getting them spirits rallied in this match.
Can I ask Maniac to give us a little bit of insight on him? Because unfortunately, he seems very guarded by the fact I don't know whether he speaks English or not. I don't even know how to pronounce the guy's alias properly, right? He clearly has done a lot of work with the team, but my understanding of him, he used to be like an analyst or a caster.
That's correct. Yes, he used to be a caster for a long time in CSGO. Obviously, he's a long-time friend of Alex, but a long-time friend of the French community in Counter-Strike. He's been around for a very long time. To me, he's kind of the complete package in the sense that he's very hands-on, very close to the game plan. He sometimes calls rounds. He sometimes has an idea that he will directly pass on to Apex, but he also has a role in terms of mentality. I think he's like a fail-safe for them. Whenever he feels like he needs to intervene, he does. He doesn't do it all the time. It can happen that I don't hear him in a half. If they're doing exactly what they need to do, he doesn't need to step in. But I feel like he can do both. He can be the tactical coach, and he can be the mental coach. And here, he was a key part of that comeback.
Well, that's fantastic, gentlemen. I mean, right now, at least if you're a Vitality fan, it's looking up. They're in the lead on a crucial map in this series, but now they go into FaZe's pick. It's going to be Dust 2, second map of this series, a strong map for FaZe. They've looked fairly comfortable on it. And so what are we thinking about FaZe going into this? How do FaZe recover after such a brutal loss in overtime like that on Nuke?
I am not sure.
We have to do this quick, gentlemen. I'm sorry to butt in, but we have about a minute before we have to throw.
It's going to be a great test to see Coldzera's and Nico's resilience. We have seen it on the webcam. We have seen them animated. We've seen them agitated because of the way they lost Nuke. This is a great test for them and for this whole lineup. If they don't show up, Vitality will crush them, but I have to believe that they can.
Fire Brokey and BMAS up. Yanko, get in their ears right now. I don't care that they're not used to playing grand finals. I don't care that they're kids. This is online Counter-Strike. This is their bloody bedrooms. If they're not comfortable here and they can't play Counter-Strike that they need to, we're going to have a real problem going into Dust 2. Fire these kids up. Get them activated because they are a shadow of their former selves. And if FaZe want a chance to take this to a third and make it to the grand final, they need to come online.
Well, there we go. I mean, Sponge, we're just going to wire that straight into the FaZe TeamSpeak and get these guys pumping because they definitely need it. Their tournament life is on the line. A spot in the global finals is on the line. $1.5 million in prize money could be on the line here. We're going to a quick break, and when we come back, we'll see how Map 2 plays out.
But you got to draw a line somewhere, I guess.
Only good for that 1 week.
NBK is going to be in for a bit of a tight time here. Whoa. Nicely done. Point blank finds one, gets a second, a third, looking for it, and he gets the fourth as well. French CS.
So they'll have to wait that one out. Clearly G2 looking to just split this B site at the 30-second mark, but a D from JKS.
Corner. And Kenny's going to just have to hit some heads. He's hanks for them, and it's just the first. He's able to fall back. He's got to put his weapon back together. And he will. It's a good time flashbang, but he knows the magazine's low. Now he's got the knife out. It's a stab onto Issa. Oh my God. And the headshot onto Volda. Hunter's going to help him out from pit, so Alexi B is all alone in a 1 versus 5. Nobody gets out from porch. Nobody gets footing close to that site. And it all goes around Kenny S.
Wow. Alexi, the 1-on-3, you think he's got no chance. One player back default, one in the pit. It's one of the most dangerous crossfires, even when you have 5 alive. Saw they struggled in that situation. Headshot through the wall. Alexi's out of the round. What a round from Kenny S, though.
He's getting back around ramp. He needs clean kills, and he takes down Kenny. Follows up onto Hunter. Wow. 3 frags from him.
Let's see if they can get out mid. Again, smoke spam. Great timing coming out of the CTs. OG throwing Alexi B forward, only able to grab another kill, but he's done such a great job. Oh, what? Nexa robs it back. 3 kills, but here comes Volda on the flank, hot on the heels of the mid play. 2v2, and he dodges the op. Kenny sprints into the B site.
Yeah.
Yeah, wants to get some exits here.
Ruin the ratio. Oh my God.
He's gonna get them both.
Oh, Kenny's gonna die to the bomb. So he's got to come out with a wicked Kenny peek, and it's just gonna feed.
I mean, we say Mantu shouldn't get all 3, but Mantu also had 100 HP, and the door's open. Emanek gonna rush it.
Whoa, his teammate
it's not
there.
planted.
Oh,
3 seconds.
Cover that. There's no way.
Emanek robs the round.
Close the door. Has to form a miracle to be able to win that.
Oh,
Once
but
again, running into the blender versus Fur, Hunter, top of the hut.
Finally.
Oh, good trade comes out, but Nexa looks to pick up the pieces. 2 up versus 1. Alexi, only Mac 10 in hand. Better guns all over the place if he can find them. Don't know how close, though. And Kenny is now moving in for the kill. Interesting, though, to make it a 1v1. He drops off, and Alexi, he loves to take this fight. We saw how patient he was. In this moment, Jax pops up behind him, pops his hat right off.
What a fantastic way to start the day. Overtime on Nuke, but it went to Vitality in the end, and they did look brilliant on that map. The odds have swung heavily in their favor, as you could tell. It started out being pretty close, and I think even slightly favored FaZe at the beginning, but now it's a little bit of a different look. We're going into Dust 2. Jason, what are the odds that FaZe could come back and win this map and bring us onto a third one?
Listen, it's entirely possible for FaZe to do this. They have to minimize mistakes. Obviously, you cannot ever let a mistake of the caliber that happened with the Ninja Diffuse that Shox busted out. That kind of a mistake is unforgivable. The other part is we need to see some like, if Nico's gonna have the great performance he had in the first half on Nuke, he was 22 and 5. He only had 5 kills in the second half. Like that level of cooling off just cannot happen no matter who it is, not just Nico, anyone. It has to be more consistent across both sides of the map. Pissed around would be great to get FaZe something positive, and that's not a good start. ZywOo, immediate headshot, but can't build upon it.
It's a cool idea, though. I like it. And with Shocks up there, I mean, Shocks was probably hoping that someone would peek to help out in the middle, and then he could take them down. Didn't work out that way. And some damage onto Apex here. Good chance maybe for an attack on the A-bomb side, although the USPs are always dangerous. There's a Molotov on Cold Zero. Is it going to land on top of Shocks? That's the big question. Might just force him out into the open. I don't know why they stopped there on the catwalk. It looks like they've slowed themselves way down to fight the USPs at range. I can't recommend it, and this is the reason why Masuta and RPK hitting nothing but headshots, and they'll get picked apart. It seemed like they got stuck on each other or something. What was going on there?
Bemas missed the jump over the ledge. He got caught, and he had to go for the re-jump over it. I don't know why that would slow down the entire team from swinging out wide, but it certainly did, and you're exactly right. They never properly made it out of that choke point. And the other unfortunate thing, Brokey was able to pick up the USP off of ZywOo's push, so he actually had a weapon to be able to fight back at that range. He gets dropped immediately with a very clean headshot. 2 kills for RPK, 2 kills for Masuta. They were the 2 A defenders, and FaZe gonna have to get something done with this 2 Deagles, excuse me.
I feel like the power of throwing the Molotov to begin with would be that you could keep running against the bomb site, and Shocks has to relocate back down to the ramp before he could sort of turn around and fight you, and by then, you know, maybe you're close enough for the Glocks to do something. But if you throw the Molotov and let him, you know, get back and you're not even close to being there, he could just easily continue the fight. He's not even worried about it. Nice enough trade. Nico will take a quick shot there. He tried over at long and wasn't really successful at it. But yeah, you mentioned it earlier, the breakdown, the mental breakdown from that Ninja defuse. I saw Henry was tweeting about it as well, all fired up. But you know, you've got to find a way to put that behind you.
Henry's the expert on mental breakdowns, so you know, when he speaks out about that.
I don't know. I'm not sure about it. I think we've got a new Henry, to be honest, Jason. Henry and I have been talking last couple of days.
Joke.
He seems fully sane to me.
He does seem pretty sane these days. I like to hear it. Nico gonna go down as well. Triple kill from RPK. And 2-0 for Vitality.
Well, I just realized either Henry's sane or or we're both not. That's a hard call to make. Anyway,
right. One of you has made the leap to the level of the other. We just don't know if it's a leap up or a leap down.
It's not clear yet. Third round is going to be AKs versus Scout and M4, FAMAS and a couple of MP9s. Some of that on Dust 2 could not be quite good enough to take up the fight versus AK-47s. It all obviously depends on where you find yourself. They've got 3 over a long in the beginning allocated in case there was going to be some sort of a heavy attack out there. But FaZe have gone for a completely default setup, which is fine.
Yeah, slow and measured at the start. Nico's going to get pop flashed into the double doors, but he doesn't take advantage of it. Doesn't want to peek that early. So at the moment, still just mid-control off the back of Nico holding left mid. Rain and Brokey going to work their way up to catwalk. 3 players are going to be here. They can force back any defense. At the moment, it's Shocks with an SMG at the railing. And this is where, the aggression, that's so cool. Cold Zera's blind. And it's just going to continue getting pissed off from the first or for the first map. Some of the deaths he took there just never allowed him into the game. And what an awesome start for RPK.
And sort of echoes of how, you know, they would try and go outside or nuke to fight them even on the CT side. They were just way more proactive on their defense as well. So you like to see it. Apex, though, alone in the site. Really uncomfortable here with the FAMAS. He'll get taken down. It's a nice shot from Nico. Masuta spraying them both down with the bomb in middle. And Shocks was there as well. That's a great fight that they just win almost immediately. Nico's going to try and fight his way back, but it won't be possible. And FAMAS is low on health already. That middle portion of the fight was absolutely critical.
Yeah, and I mean, that's crazy. It makes me feel like Vitality just have such a good read at what FaZe is doing at the moment that they would have Shocks with an SMG, never go back to the A-bomb site. He was never at railing. He was always on the ramp, always in CT spawn, ready to get close up towards middle. Triple kill in the round for Shocks, and Vitality is up by 3.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what we've been talking about so far, right? The level of preparation on Vitality is really shining through. They just look like they have such a good understanding of what's happening.
Well, and they're also being proactive. Like, that's RPK pushing into cave, which is a relatively dangerous thing to begin with, and getting pop flashed over to peek out and find that kill towards car. Like, you just don't see that kind of a play too often. And definitely not one that's set up. It's usually one player going for a surprising flank.
Yeah. It's just very encouraging to see. The CT sides usually could be a bit rough because, again, you end up just being the recipient of a lot of attacks and you sort of have to try and adjust to it. But Vitality doing the best they can to try and make sure that they're actually the ones who keep the pressure on and keep FaZe guessing and maybe a little bit nervous too. They're all grouped up, so could be the victims of a couple of good Molotovs. No HE grenades left, but still, with enough fire on the ground, it could be real awkward. Looking like a potential run boost, which we always love. One way or the other, they're going to be funny. Oh no, they failed before it even got going.
Yeah, laugh now, Chuckles. Here we go. Brokey is going to be able to turn the corner. No one spotted him yet. He's actually very close up. Oh, he's got an angle, and the Glock is going to take down Zywoo. So I don't know why Zywoo didn't peek that whole time. Coldzera, the double deeg. Bomb is even tossed back up into the site. I cannot believe this is turned around.
I have no idea why Vitality didn't just peek the corner. They just planted themselves in the middle of the cross. They're like, here we are, ready to fight. Like, look at where they've died. Why weren't they just at least at the corner? That's way overconfident, even against pistols.
There's so many issues. I have no idea why Zywoo never peeked rail. Why he was spamming on the left side towards the smokes on catwalk. It's like they never knew that FaZe was actually going to be executing around those smokes. What a gift.
That's a round that probably they didn't even imagine could be winnable. And yet here we are, the run boost behind the smoke as well. Got him close, quick, and as you said, Zywoo never took a peek there. A lot of, just like a series of mistakes here, really, in a lot of ways. Some great shots from Coldzera, that'll really help out. Oh, yeah, back to back. I mean, it's kind of hard to imagine that would happen. That's nice. This is my bit. This is the thing that I need. I need Coldzera in this game. I feel like the level of anger must be rising at all times. He's got to find an outlet for it, and hopefully it won't be his webcam. It'll be in the game.
It'll be Vitality. That's what we'd like to see out of it. 6 kills on RPK to start this map, just 4 rounds in. That's a great nade towards top mid. Famas down to 54, Rain at 63. Peek off of catwalk. They were lined up. The follow-up nade, and look at the way that Vitality has this set up. So many different layers of holding on to catwalk.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, it's lucky that Nico and Reen weren't closer to that second grenade, or they would have gone down as well. RPK out in the open, though, and the Famas still tapping away and taking down Rain. It's really good to see. Zywoo probably would have had that kill, but he just unscoped at the wrong time. Now he's going to throw a little bit of a flashbang to buy some time. Coldzera is dead up on the catwalk. Nico is next in line, and that leaves Brokey 1 versus 3, and they know exactly where he's coming from. He's going to get the 1 kill, but it won't matter. Zywoo will take him down. They'll save the AWP and the AK-47, and Vitality are right back to winning, which, you know, you get that gift of the last round with Deagles. We talked about this a lot, but when you get an opening like that, it's really only, you know, it's only as big as an opening as you can actually get rounds from. Like, you need to build something on it. Just giving it right back.
Yeah, and that's an issue they had. That's an issue they had on Nuke as well. I mean, just it took a long time for them to figure out. Remember, they had Vitality at a reset stage for a few rounds, just could never figure out how to complete it. Might be happening again here. Good hold from Vitality. Pop flash over. Apex around the door. And nobody shows themselves just yet.
Apex close to middle. Position that sometimes is Molotov and just sprayed at. So far, pop flashes. He does turn for it. Ooh, fires a little bit early. They line up for shock spot. There's so many targets, and they didn't get the kill. Now, Misuta, the only one that can keep the B-bomb side alive, and what a job that is for him to have. They're coming in behind him as well, and they were patiently waiting. That's an all-round, just a good round out of FaZe, and something they can probably repeat. Like, that's a round you can go back to.
Yeah, I mean, a nice little shoulder peek out Apex to give up his location, and then obviously a good hold on the left side of middle. So yeah, they've cracked in, and still the money is going to be low for Vitality in the next round. This might be the reset FaZe was looking to early on, but it should just be the AWP and the M4 on ZywOo and RPK. Maybe some upgraded pistols around it, but FaZe are going to get their second round and a chance to even up the score and thin out this lead a little bit.
Yeah, I guess that was the one thing we didn't talk about earlier, right? But when they lost that last round, it was a 2-on-1. So they did the damage, and that kind of comes back to haunt them a bit here. Vitality, second round for FaZe. So far it's Nico at 5 kills on top of the board for FaZe, even though it's a little bit early on to really talk about kills. RPK though with 8 and 2 on the other side. He's having a really good game at the moment. You've got to imagine.
Oh dear. Timeout, an early one called from Vitality. Now, remember on Nuke as well, Vitality took, I think, 3 timeouts in that first half. And they did that largely to make sure, to figure out exactly what FaZe was doing, because FaZe got out to that hot start. But these are not wasted timeouts, as we could see from that map. Vitality was able to come back in the first half, set themselves up nicely in the second half to make sure, it gave them 4 map points as well. They just kind of failed when it got to that stage. But the timeout going into a force buy, critically important for Vitality. I thought it would be just some upgraded pistols. We've got a FAMAS on Apex. We have a full investment with the SMG on Shocks and a Deagle on Masuta.
Yeah, that one AWP on ZywOo again could be very, very dangerous. He's out on long looking for a kill. His mission really in this round, I think, is to move around and find kills and then just keep moving and finding more kills. He's been falling back from long already from the first second, more or less. Just didn't want to stick around. Down to the middle, it seems like, with a 3-man stack at B, so we kind of know what they're hoping for here, Vitality. You left RPK alone over at long, so Brokey, he sees this coming as well. Who's going to win this fight? It could be real important. ZywOo just on the edge. And oh no, it looked like he scoped that extra time. Probably could add that kill right away. RPK will go down. And Cold Zero going to be relieved he can win that fight. The bomb is in the middle and someone is going to have to go pick that up and to avoid any kind of disaster here. Don't.
Oh no.
Oh no, the bomb. Apex has just found it. What in God's name is going on?
It's too late. It's way too late, and there goes Bimas. He was not ready. Nico tapping away, knows Shocks is on the box. That's an impossible situation. He's frozen in the open, and boy, we said a mistake. Those epic mistakes that they made with the Ninja Defuse cannot happen. They're on the verge of allowing one right here. And Cold Zero's fought them back into this round with a triple kill. Rain's gonna find this relatively clear, but the longer they take, there's 25 seconds. The AWP is going to be dangerous, and now you have Shocks rotating behind them. They must get up catwalk immediately. Yeah. 15 seconds on the clock.
ZywOo's down in CT spawn. I don't know if he could stop the plant with a jump shot. That would be quite something. He's hearing them. You can actually shoot through this, but it won't do any damage nearly. 5 seconds left. He's close enough. Is he going to try a jump? 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Oh my God!
Oh,
He's got to be kidding! He takes them down. That is some of the most insane stuff I've ever seen.
It is the confidence. It's like you never doubted that that was going to hit. That's unbelievable. Doesn't even take a second shot at it.
I can't deal with this any longer.
It took some kind of ridiculous shot to actually close that round out for Vitality. But you've got to say again, FaZe should have never been in that position.
No, they shouldn't have. What in God's name did we just see, Jason?
I have no idea. I'm just so stunned. Like, the conversation between maps had to have been, the focus, not letting things like that Ninja Defuse happen. And this time, you just leave the bomb all the way at top middle in the most exposed position on the map.
Well, how do you recover? Ninja Defuse, jumping or no scope. Surely things can't get much worse from here on out. It's 2-on-5 right now for in terms of the score here on Dust 2. Brokey's holding the corner. Samu's on the other side. A bit of a flash to set it up. I can't believe he didn't hit that shot. It looked like the bullet went right through him. They're going to get a good kill anyway. Coldzera had a triple in the last round, and I mean, again, that could be the one thing that could... We talked about him getting angry and potentially, you know, that warming him up in the game. He's had 4 kills in the last 2 rounds here so far. Could be more to come, but yeah, if that's going to be something that'll happen here, that could be a net positive for FaZe.
Molotov towards the car. I don't think it landed where they wanted it to, but no one's there anyways. Apex is going to get aggressive on Catwalk with the nade. The smoke combination is going to slow things down. That'll expire on 40 seconds as he turns from a flashbang. And FaZe wisely looking behind them for any kind of flank from lower or upper dark. And the whole strategy right now is to keep ZywOo pinned down at the site, and eventually, when Apex falls, this defense collapses, and Apex must fall. But no turn of the corner for Nico. There it is, and now ZywOo has to get aggressive, has to make his play inside of the bomb site. He had no other option.
Oh, and Nico ready in case anyone's going to try and join there. Good turnaround. Nice round coming out. Again, I mean, I just can't even imagine how difficult it must be for FaZe to keep the focus, but that round did look really, really solid. And you're right, they knew what was coming. As soon as they won that fight against Apex, they had ZywOo on lockdown. And that's the money gone for Vitality, so it's not looking as bad as it seems.
No, it's not. It just doesn't feel great quite yet, which I mean in the grand scheme doesn't really matter as long as FaZe is cranking rounds on the board. But between, I mean, not being able to follow up, they still haven't won consecutive rounds. The bomb drop is very confusing. I think it's just a little bit difficult. It's still a little touch and go if you're going to feel comfortable getting fully behind FaZe in this map, despite the fact that they've showed some very good things. And they've probably played a better half once the guns have come out, outside of those mistakes. But it's hard to isolate those.
Well, this is around, needless to say, that they just cannot give up. Molotov there. Oh no, they're going to lose 2 people right off the bat. ZywOo and Shox with instant headshots. At least the bomb is far away, Jason. We've got that to console ourselves with. Coldzera is still getting kills.
It's not much of a consolation. Yeah, this is just weird seeing FaZe struggle so much, or at least maybe the conversation needs to be more on Vitality. These setups that they have just always seem to be so on point. They seem to be so effective. Vitality's coming in with such a phenomenal game plan. The nade stack and the combination with the Catwalk peek a few rounds back. Now you have the double peek on Catwalk. It's all working out. Masuka's going to come in late. Oh my god, and he's found such a fortunate timing. Bimas had just taken a nade out.
And they just spotted Cold in the middle, so they know that Brokey's here alone with 30 seconds. Kill on Coldzera, leaving it in a 1 versus 3. He's going to go straight for the bomb plant before more people show up. AK-47 against 3. Another smoke there is going to be helpful, but they can still obviously just run right through, and I'm sure they will eventually. They've got a Molotov to try and make his life very tricky, and he's just trying to move out of the bomb site. He does not want to get stuck in here. And they're setting up for it. Just a couple of more seconds for that smoke to fade, and then they're going to come for him. They do not have a defuse kit, which actually gives him a bit of a shot. If he could just get 1 kill and delay it a bit. He's checked upper, and no one is there. And now they're right behind him. Turn around for Brokey. He gets 1 and nearly a double kill, but they're going to be on the bomb, and they should have enough time to defuse it here, even though they did wait quite a bit. Still, what a shocking round to lose. This is just so devastating to FaZe.
Yeah, the kills on Catwalk are one thing, but FaZe could never find a way to work together. That was a great entrance, I think, into the B bomb site. Bimas lurking in, but just the timing of that peak is so hard to deal with. And that's, now once again, you go back to, can FaZe stay mentally focused with this many hiccups early on in Dust 2? It's got to be tough. Coldzera with 8 kills, Nico with 7. But FaZe are 3 rounds back.
You're getting that like vintage Astralis feeling where everything you want to do is going to cost you. Like there's nothing you get for free. Everything is hard. Everything is tricky. Every round you feel like, oh, we could, like, you're going to have to pay with a bunch of rifles. It's really, really hard to see. Didn't expect it. Vitality showing great form right now. Flashed into the middle for a beautiful fight. Masuta with a double and make it a triple at the end. Why not? And they absolutely shut them out. That was the same kind of B-split that we saw earlier that worked so well for FaZe, and Vitality just said, nope, that's off the table.
Man, that's not even a chance for FaZe to get through that smoke. Misuta played that perfectly. 4-round lead for Vitality, and FaZe is out of money. I guess that's the hard part, is it's like FaZe have had their chances to gain the advantage in this game. They've had like 2 or 3 of them at this point already, and that's a lot for just being 10 rounds in. And they've just always failed right at the final hurdle. I don't know how much more of it. I feel like in a game like this, where it's obvious that, like, you know, some unforced errors out of FaZe, some fundamental mistakes, this is where, despite perhaps an upgrade in other areas of the game, this is where you're really missing that experience and that rock that Olaf Meister was.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some sort of breakdown that's happening here on the FaZe side. You can sort of feel it. But again, as you were also pointing out, the fact that Vitality also starts putting on such a great show. Look at this, making it expensive. Shox nearly with a triple kill. If they would have got him for free, very, very good chance they win that, basically playing 5 versus 3 for a retake. But now it's not so clear. Oh, they see it. Spray coming through. That could have been a kill easily. 3-on-3 for the afterplan, though, and 2 AKs have been picked up. They don't have any armor there on the T side, which makes this a lot more difficult. Molotov into the corner. That's going to burn Rain out. He does have a little bit of health, but still, they're rushing right at the same time. Beautiful flashbang as well to set it all up. And in the corner, they'll find Brokey, and that retake was, again, rock solid.
Yeah, well, I mean, it also helps they're going up against mostly unarmored opponents who'd been able to salvage what they could, but, I mean, that was always going to be a long shot for FaZe to win, even when they got in and got the bomb planted. Nice double kill from Shox, nice flashbang from ZywOo, and a kill on top of it. And they're handling everything that's been thrown at them. 8-3, FaZe still not able to win 2 rounds in a row.
I mean, you can have a stumble, right, and get back up and brush it off, but it's been a lot here for FaZe, and I think that's the question. How many times could they stumble and fall and still go on pretending like things are fine and it is not going to be an issue? Sharks in the middle on the other side, playing around that smoke. He's got Brokey up there against him, so peeking this is dangerous, and he does get punished for it, but survives, which I guess is good news.
ZywOo, ooh, that's a nicely timed nade. Rain is going to eat the whole thing, and then he's going to walk into the op shot. Flashbang popped a second after he peeked. Maybe the Molotov is misthrown because ZywOo didn't take any point of damage, but Rain was very confident in walking out in that fashion. And a 5-on-4 for Vitality.
I almost feel like if you're going to throw that Molotov, surely the point is to actually peek, you know, a second after it lands, because if there is an AWP there, that's when he's going to be falling back like ZywOo did. But if he, you know, 3 seconds later, he can just fall further back to the ledge and still get the shot. I think it's a play we saw Device do a lot on this map. You know, from instead of falling back down in the CT spawn.
Yeah, I'm just amazed that he didn't wait for the flashbang that came a second later. Flashbang is going to come out to delay, and ZywOo's going to come out, help out towards long, and they'll give up the A bomb site. Apex is rotated over to watch it from the A ramp. ZywOo's going to be aggressive around this smoke, and he's got 1, he's got 2, and he's dominant. Brokey, not even a chance for a response. Leg shot and easy cleanup. Nico's done great work at the A bomb site, but ZywOo's on for the ace.
15 seconds. Yeah, but he's just going to be running. Why not? They know that there's no way he could get there and back again, so they don't even stick around the bomb. Such confidence. Brilliant round out of ZywOo, but you actually saw at the end there, because it was sort of a 2-on-2 or maybe even a 3-on-2, if they would have had any victory down there at the long push, they could have brought the bomb up to Nico, basically beat everyone at the A-bomb site, and it would have been fine. But then nothing is working out right now. 9-3 in favor of Vitality. They are looking like an amazing team right now. You have to imagine Complexity are going to be looking, be watching this whole thing right now and slightly thinking, man, this is going to be a real battle. I'm not going to say that they're scared or anything, but they know they've got a fight ahead of them.
Yeah, that should be obvious. Shox is getting bold, peeking up mid with the AWP. Hero AK on Nico, saved from the previous round. And just not a lot of utility. 2 smokes and a flashbang to work with. I don't know where FaZe is going to feel like they can go. That gives them an advantage. Nico had a couple nice kills up catwalk. Maybe that's where they head back to. But this time it's 2 M4s at long, and ZywOo with the car is the main defender of the A bomb site. So one flashbang is not enough to cross into the bomb site against that AWP.
Absolutely amazing level of Counter-Strike that's coming out, especially from Vitality right now. FaZe, I don't know. It's very far between we're seeing anything from them at the moment here. Look at the boost to look over the smoke, maybe with the AK. Seemed like they were set up for it. No, they're going to be rushing right through instead against RPK, who's been holding this position pretty well. Now they're up against ZywOo. He's going to get the kill. He's ready for more. Cold does have an M4 on the other side, and he's going to go for a wide swing. Still leaves him alone in a 1 versus 3. And Apex is going to be flashed into the fight. They don't technically need to do this, but yeah, they're probably feeling the confidence right now. Apex will take him down with another flashbang set up there from Shox, and it's 10-3.
Yeah, and Vitality is showing throughout this week of Counter-Strike, and definitely in the last 2 or 3 games we've watched of them, that they have they're a force to be reckoned with. These flashbang setups that are improvised as the fights go on are so clean. And yeah, like, why take the reskin peak? But it's such a low risk when you have those flashbangs coming in. There was 2 of them to allow him the safety of those peaks, those follow-up peaks, and finally gets the kill. This is so impressive from Vitality. ZywOo, or excuse me, that's probably Shox. Almost goes down, but a missed shot from Brokey.
More grenades are landing in the middle. Rain is taking a fair bit of damage for it. Cold is hearing all the jumping on the other side, but yeah, has to know that is a bait. ZywOo was just there with the AWP. Now he's going to go swinging into the fight. ZywOo going to be called back in Cold Zero. He can't really fall back from this position. There's fire right at his feet. Going to go for the spray through, but he's taking a lot of damage for it. Oh, that's a risky play, and he's lucky to be alive.
Look at all the damage done, not just to Cold Zero. Nico right at half HP, but Moss able to get the 1 kill. Shox has a deep angle, and he's going to creep slower towards this peak. Will he commit to it? Flashbang in, and I think that should force Shox away, but he's just brimming with confidence at the moment. Still an opportunity for Vitality to come back in this quickly. 4 players at half HP or less.
Here are the smokes. Rain not going to be jumping down. Oh, actually will. Just a second later into a secondary smoke. So he's in CT spawn, which is really awkward for Shox because he could go down if they come get him. And there's Nico rushing in with the kill. Rain flashed, but no one there to find him yet. Eventually it'll be RPK to pick him up. And now it's a 2-on-3 with 20 seconds. The bomb is going to be planted at the very least, but they're in a lot of trouble here. And no delay. Molotov in, flashbang through, almost taking down Nico. Some good Molotov damage, and they're going to start to fall back a little bit here to recover maybe a couple of rifles instead of the AWPs.
Are they going to go for this? It looks like they might. It looks like RPK is going to wrap all the way around. They're sticking close by. Nico's very low. Here it comes. RPK with the peak, but Nico's just gotten behind the box. Nico with 1 kill, and now they should back away. Apex is going to give it up, but RPK's already committed. No, they got them both. I don't know if they have time on this. He's going to get on it. Okay, Jesus, that was so late in the bomb.
Yeah.
4th round for FaZe, but that is a hard-fought win.
I actually thought they were going to go through right as they threw in the first Molotovs, but I mean, that would have maybe been risky. It's hard to say. Regardless, nice hold from FaZe. Credited them for winning that round in spite of it actually starting really badly. So, 10-4. Grenades all across the middle. Wow.
Yeah, nice little push up mid. Look at all the scouts. 1 up, 2 scouts, and 4 on Masuta. He's going to remain aggressive as well. Cold Zero never saw that coming, and all of a sudden it's just a long hit. And they're going to dry peek right into the crosshairs of an AWP, but that's a missed shot. And now they can cross, but oh, everyone's here. There's so many Vitality players here. Nico's found the first on top of the car, and those AKs are going to work. And FaZe have carved themselves out an opportunity for the second half. They get to 5 rounds by winning the final 2. But what a dominant stretch for Vitality to open up Dust 2. We'll see if FaZe can continue the series. They need to force a third map. That's coming after the break. Stay tuned.
I want to talk a little bit to the esports world, but especially to you CSGO pros, about the Mamba mentality. I'm sick and tired of some of the things, some of the talking points that are coming out of these pro players. Like people saying, oh, well, I won a major, so what is there left for me to accomplish? Think it through. 2 majors, 3 majors. How about being the best you can be? If you could win 5 majors, if you could set the record, go ahead and go for that. That's what the Mamba mentality is about. It's about pursuing greatness. It's about building a legacy for yourself. It's about actually trying to be the best you can be, whatever level you're on. Let's go! How about you actually try and develop your game, master your craft, leave a legacy? One day that money will be spent, and all that will remain is your legacy, what you actually did and how you lived your life. How about competing to take what's yours for yours, so you can get that money, you can secure that career, they have something to look forward to in their lives. I die for people, oh man, will you live for yours? That's what I want to say, Mamba mentality, carpe diem.
And we are back. Second map, second half. It's 10-5 in favor of Vitality. FaZe managed to get the first 5 rounds on the board here. I mean, they did a good job. They won 2 in a row at the end of it. That could be enough, but I don't think it's about the score right now. This is about FaZe trying to just recover their sanity at this point in time.
Yeah, trying to find their mojo. Again, much like Nuke, it's just Nico. 16 kills in that first half. Brokey at 5, Rain at 5. There's no supporting cast for this FaZe side. I think even coldzera had a couple very nice rounds, but not really consistent across the board. And when you go to the other side, with the way that Vitality is playing, all the variety of pop flash setups and nade setups they've had and bait and switch setups they've had on the CT side, it's a pretty team effort. Like, everyone's up there right around that 10 frag mark. And again, that is very similar on Nuke. Everyone is very close within a certain range of each other. So just a team effort out of Vitality, and FaZe not getting enough production from individuals. Rain, nice tap away on Masuta, but cannot find safety.
Good flashbang in, though, from Nico in the middle, setting that up for a little bit of a peek here from Bimas. Love the confidence on Rain. Love the setup there with the flashbang to follow it. And Nico goes down as ZywOo with a P250, taking two of them with him in the grave. That is a nice way to equalize. Now, Cold Zero is on a massively fast flank. They might not be ready for this. He's a second away from swinging into the fight here. They do turn for it, but he's still going to take the face off of Shox. And now Apex knows he has to run, and he's going to run him down. Turning back for it. It's Apex versus Cold Zero, and this time, Cold Zero will come alive with a big double kill and a round for FaZe.
It's going to start getting scrappy. There's nobody second guessing on either one of these teams. They're going for fights. These are lovely taps from ZywOo with the P250 out at long. That was so clean. One there and a second to follow up right towards Catwalk. First bullet as well. It's fortunate Cold Zero had such an aggressive flank because that was the only way it felt like they were going to recover from that situation. 10-6 in the favor of Vitality.
I actually kind of like the play from Apex to make the jump down and then turn around, because if Cold Zero misreads that and just, tries to get a little bit too quick to the corner and, overswings a bit, that could be pretty lethal. So I think that was still pretty good thinking. They're all grouped up, and there is one HE on Brokey, which is quite far away from the action, so not going to be seeing any big explosions. We do have our Nico with a scout. And they're going to be run boosted in, so they're going to get a little bit close maybe. Nico there with the pistol. Rain went down, and yeah, the pistol will do everything that he wanted. Another flashbang to set him up. He's back for revenge, and Apex will finally put him down. So should be the end of the round here. Some decent defense coming out from FaZe.
Yeah, nice shooting from Nico. Starting to get warmed up a little bit. Cold Zero's creeping up the scoreline as well with 13 kills. Looking to join him. That USP is clean. These are great shots. Closing the gap. It's now just 3 rounds that separate the two squads heading into the first buy round. ZywOo's got a glass cannon AWP, 4 AKs around it with plenty of utility.
Yeah, this is some good amount of firepower coming out on Vitality. It could be pretty dangerous in this round. Rain trying to look over the smoke. Does a bit of damage. Still pretty good. They're up on the catwalk again. I mean, if they go right now to A, it's at least going to be a free bomb plant. Looks like they've got the right idea.
Yeah, and I don't know how FaZe would get back into this. If Vitality just attack it now, which I don't know what they have holding them off. Usually there's like one smoke that's dropped or a nade in that choke point that slows down the hit. With this arsenal, a Scout, FAMAS, SMGs, I don't know how you retake this. So Nico's going to try and get some pixel-perfect shots. But it almost feels like FaZe has to just kind of save. It'd be nice if they could find Shox on Catwalk. That's an AK-47 they might be able to snag. Good shot from ZywOo up on Scout. That's an easy battle to win.
They might line up for Shox instead. Again, right, taking the AK-47 would be nice, because that's the other problem, isn't it? If you end up saving, but what you're really saving is a couple of MP9s and a Scout, doesn't feel that amazing going into the next round. So now at least it's looking a little bit better for the FaZe side in terms of the weapons here, but that's a good call. I mean, FaZe just out of position. You could see Nico trying to get back from long, but he just kept running into flashbangs, and they might, or they certainly will find Bamasi. I don't see him making it out of this one alive. Trying to smoke himself up to buy a bit of time, but yeah, he's stuck in that corner, and surely they're going to swing in the last second here. Spray through. He lives through the round. That's impressive.
Yeah, he's lucky to get away with that one. I honestly thought he was just going to commit to those fights out towards long and try and take the op away from ZywOo. 11-7, and it's a good thing he survived because they needed that. They had to drop a gun over to a teammate. FaZe is very low on money early on in this half. They need a clean win. Vitality with a 4-round lead and a reset here would put them a little bit further closer to victory in the series. So FaZe backs against the wall right from the get-go in the second half.
What a resurgence it would be if FaZe were to make it back and win this map. And the decider would be Inferno. We all have to cross our fingers it gets there. That would be fantastic. Vimas is going to get run down. Rain with one good kill. Backup is there. What a turn from RPK. He didn't get flashed from that. Apex takes 2 of them down, but wasn't expecting, what, a 4th man over at long? That's a ridiculous defense. And Shox, he can still win this, tapping away at range, and Nico was not ready. He goes down, and just like that, it's a one-on-one. FAMAS versus AK. And Shox, though, the bomb is going to be his to pick up and try and make the cross here. Brokey, he's got, I mean, you talk about new players coming in and playing at a high level. What a lot of pressure on him. When they might run into each other in middle.
It's a long time. This is a long time for this clutch to play out. And remember, Shox is one of the best clutchers in CSGO history. Brokey, if he keeps looking this way, he'll have information, but he's just going to turn. He's going to turn out of the vision. He never saw it. Oh, no. And he's only got a FAMAS. He hasn't been able to upgrade either. Shox has so many advantages in this unless Brokey makes a perfect read, a blind read out of nowhere. But at this juncture, I don't think you do it if you're Brokey. You're centralized. And if you drop down off catwalk, you're making noise cues. And that's exactly what you want to avoid in this situation at the moment. And now Shox is just going to have so much time to set up.
Now he definitely knows. No kit on Brokey either, but in a one-on-one, probably less of a factor. He does have a flashbang and a Molotov. Don't know if the Molotov is going to be that helpful, but the flashbang definitely could be. Look at Shox, as you said, one of the best clutches we've ever had. And now, inside of the smoke, just waiting. Brokey on the other side. Shox is going to have the advantage in this one with the AK, but he still goes down. Oh, God, it's a bullet away. Yeah, celebrate with a little bit of teabagging. I can't really blame him. Wow. I really
we know
want
those fights.
I really want Inferno, Jason. Can we have it?
Yeah, can we just make a petition quickly in Twitch chat to get Inferno no matter what happens? Those fights are so sketchy. We know they're a coin toss, and you're right. That fourth player completely throws off Apex. But, I mean, we saw Vitality do the same thing at times. We've seen teams plenty start with 4 players heading towards long or just being at the A bomb site in case this kind of a play comes out. And Shox, yeah, frustration. A little bit pissed off. Nico's hyped up. Even if the numbers aren't there for Brokey, the impact of winning that clutch is huge for the team.
Yes, it definitely is. They're going to be rushing long again. Cyber leading. They do get smoked and flashed into a bit of a more calm position here. I actually think it looked to me like Brokey moved just as the smoke was failed, just as Shox started shooting. So I think he maybe dodged like the first bullet or two, which is really critical.
Look at what Vitality have. Control of long, which is great, but they've only got 1 smoke and 2 flashes. I would imagine if they can walk up long without being spotted with no pressure, I think this is going to be a pop flash peek towards CT spawn. I don't think they're going to bother with the smokes because they don't have the 2, and Nico can't see this. He's going to have no warning. Oh, that's a great shot. That was the flashbangs. Those were the flashes, and Nico builds upon it. Bimas turns as well. Oh, it was the last possible second for FaZe to see what was coming.
Yeah, they finally take down Nico, but some beautiful headshots with the scout. Yeah, that really was imminent danger to that A-bomb site. They're about to be in a lot of trouble. Apex tapping away and spraying towards Cold Zero. Great performance and output once again from Apex, making the round a bit expensive. But it's 11-9, favoring Vitality. FaZe are on a comeback right now. Officially, they've won 4 out of 5 rounds in the second half, and the money is gone for Vitality. Oh, it's interesting, isn't it?
Man, that works so perfect for FaZe. He kills Zaiwu, who had the flashes for that peak, so they have to swing without them. If there had been a flash, Bimas would have been so blind, he would have just gone down for free, and then you have Nico with the scout to defend against, you know, at least 2 AKs crossing over. That was almost a complete disaster. This round, however, like, this has to be a clean round for FaZe. You have to imagine the comms are just like, no one do anything stupid. Stay alive. Prioritize your life. They have won 4 of 5 rounds in the second half, but they've had no chance to build up any economy. They've had no chance to get themselves some breathing space to feel comfortable. They've been on the verge of being reset every single round in this half.
Nico is here with a USP and 1 flashbang. That's interesting. And they have an AK on Shox. I mean, nice kill from Brokey. That's out the middle. RPK trying to be the aggressor. Rain has now joined Nico. That's really helpful. He's going to be there to tap them in the face. And that AK-47 never really got put into play. Nico could even run and pick it up. I think he's just going to be there in time for it. Oh, we barely missed it. But anyway, he's going to get the AWP instead now. So it's 10-11. Good round out of FaZe. Man, I'd be so impressed if they could make this back.
It's looking like they're starting to build it. They're showing some competency on this second half in the CT side. 5-1 run. This is their map, so I mean, if you're gonna make a comeback and you're gonna force a third map, it's fitting that it would be on your own map selection of Dust 2. Shock's in middle all by himself. He's just a fake. He's only got a P250. He's pulled the support player out of the B bomb site. That's Rain, who might need to hustle back because coldzera's in mid as well, and Brokey's about to have everything applied onto his position.
Oh, they line up in front of him. What a spray down from Brokey. It couldn't have been any more perfect, and he could just chill out right now. Doesn't need to go back and fight through the smoke. There's not much to be gained at all. Shox is trying to take this bomb site, but the bomb is trapped over on the other side. He's gonna find Bemas. That's a bit interesting. Still a 2-on-3, and again, this is why you don't want to be fighting through the smoke if you're Brokey over there. Don't go down needlessly.
They're gonna go for this. Shox is rotating back, and he's got an AWP. ZywOo just needs to sit tight and be patient. Once the op gets here, they can see if they can find anything, if anyone's gonna make a mistake from FaZe. You can see it's coldzera in middle, making sure the B bomb site can't get flanked out. But it's a 2-on-2 here, and if this pick comes out into the bomb site, that's onto Rain. Oh dear, FaZe would be in some trouble. 38 seconds on the clock, and the bomb has been picked up.
Yeah, but look at where Cold is. He's all the way out in middle. He can lock them in here. I'd actually like the idea of them sort of walking away from this and just trying to set themselves up nicely, but Cold should have a pretty much a lockdown position on this. Looks like Cyber's actually, or Shox is maybe looking this way, but no, they're going to be walking right into it. Nice kill from Cold here, and that'll seal the round, no doubt about it. 17 seconds, and a good double kill for Cold here. Obviously, Brokey with the triple spray down the peak. It was absolutely perfect into it. They came out of the smoke and right into the gun barrel of that AK-47.
Second timeout for Vitality called now. Apex and the coach want to talk some things over, figure out the game plan. No plants, so they're not going to be able to afford to buy even with a full loss bonus. You have to think this is going to be a small investment. Pistols and armor, some utility, some things to cause damage, try and get them a bomb plant into a site. But FaZe starting to take hold, and now they have some money flowing behind him as well. Nico's low, but everyone else has cash behind this investment.
All tied up. What a return from FaZe this is. I mean, it's just impressive. Nico leading the way back with 22 kills, but coldzera is there at 17. So it's been a real resurgence from him as well. It's really worth pointing out because he is one of the pillars of this team for sure. Remar's going to be a little bit of a defense out there on long, but inside of the smoke, they don't want to be fighting. And yeah, they back on out. Don't really blame them, even against the pistols. It's not worth it. Don't give them the guns early on here. Just try and play this one as safe as you can.
Well, back to the B-bomb site they go. It'll be coldzera in defense. Brokey's going to be in middle for the moment with an AK-47. And this is the final destination of Vitality. No utility. So Shox will lead the way with the Deagle, although that might get delayed. Another smoke is coming in. They're going to go through it. They second guess, but they've decided to come through. coldzera turns and spots it. Wild spray. Good trade from ZywOo, but a better sequence from Brokey and coldzera. 2 kills apiece. And FaZe take a 1-round lead. Their first lead of the game.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? But yeah, you're right. And they've also built a fairly decent size economy on that other side. Going through the smoke or not going through the smoke, I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, maybe if you're lucky and you rush through, I bet if they had a flashbang, it would have been even better. They could have underhanded it through and just tried to go for it. But I don't mind that they went for it in this instance.
I mean, that was all just a little bit of an intermission as we're waiting for this round to get underway. ZywOo with an op in his hand again, and full rifles for Vitality. Another chance, another start with the defaults, and 4 rounds one more time for FaZe. As after the save, they were expecting a buy. They wanted to make sure they wouldn't get punished out towards long. A boost up in mid to protect against the mid to B split. And if Rain stays in CT spawn, which I imagine he will since Brokey's normally the support player towards the B bomb site, that means FaZe is reading this as an eventual hit towards the A bomb site. Brokey just going to be able to watch and peer over smokes if it does fall into mid to B. So a lot of trust in coldzera. And actually, I think that's exactly what they're going to get.
Yeah, I feel like this boost in the beginning when people invented it was so efficient, and I feel like lately it's been doing less and less. But we'll see. Brokey could be the one to bring it back right here. Standing up at the right time, and he'll take down one player inside of the bomb site. coldzera hiding in the back of the plateau behind that smoke. They're right down in front, and he knows Shox is coming for him. 40 seconds on the clock. A leg shot coming through. It almost forces him into it. He's waiting for it. If Shox stands up, he could be dead. Oh, it's a teammate instead. Brokey coming in. A hero from the window to help him out. And suddenly, it's turned against Vitality. It's a 1 versus 4, and ZywOo might be good, but that's not going to be enough. What a great play from Brokey.
Yeah, that's a godlike performance of him rotating over all the way from behind the smokes and CT spawn as well. I don't know how ZywOo spotted him to get that leg shot, but what an incredible job done in support of coldzera, who's just playing delay tactics at the back of platform. He had nothing. And yeah, that'll get you hyped up. Your teammates starting to get engaged, starting to get switched on, and getting stuck into the game finally. Nico with 23, coldzera 20, 13 on Rain and Bimas, and 15 on Brokey.
You have to imagine.
FaZe seem fired up. Look at this second half, Anders. This has been an incredible run. 8-1 in the scoreline of the second half.
They're doing a remarkable job right now. You have to imagine that coldzera was just holding his breath inside of that smoke, trying to make no noise. I mean, if he'd started running out, Shox could have stood up and taken him down, especially after the leg shot. That's close. Tech9s and Deagles now. But what a return for FaZe this is. I can hardly believe it.
Yeah, but it's got to make you happy with Inferno coming up next. If they can just hold on to it, everyone's wish comes true. 2 players in lower dark. Catwalk is already taken over by Apex. He's close up to the corner. This time, at least, there's a little bit of utility, so Vitality can actually... I mean, there is an element of danger. Once you add utility to these pistols, once there's that level of a losing bonus, these rounds are just essentially the same as gun rounds.
Here we go. They're going to try and run it one more time. This time there's no one in middle. They're all inside of the B-bomb site, but they're flashing their way out into a fight, and it's a great fight for now. A lot of damage. It's Brokey with another triple kill. Instead of reloading, just picks up another M4 and does get taken down at the very least. Still a 2-on-3 that they should have a very, very low percentage chance to win. Just need to coordinate this, use the grenades, and I don't see them winning this with just a Tech9 and a Deagle. It'd be so unlikely. Shox is up in the window waiting for it, and they're going to get one chance here with a flashbang. Counting the seconds now and setting it up. This has got to be one of the best Deagles we've ever seen for this to work out, and he's got to get counterflashed as well at the very same time, so he couldn't actually swing for that. Now they're coming through the window, and they're going to run them over. Bimas comes in with the double, but it was Brokey that started it all off with a good triple spray down.
And great teamwork from Brokey and coldzera. Both, that time, handling the B defense much differently against a mid to B split. Both of them pouncing out of the door and window, taking the fight to them, and not even letting themselves be split. An even better retake. You're right. That pop flash from the FaZe side of things completely ruined the game plan from ZywOo and Shox. It still would have had to be something magical with that Deagle, but the pop flash neutralizes everything. And FaZe are rolling. 9-1 now in the second half. You mentioned this on Nuke. We've seen at times Vitality having a very good half and then disappearing in the next one. We saw it yesterday against Navi on Inferno. And that's got to make Vitality a bit nervous about that third map coming up next.
Oh, but look at this. They're back at the B-bomb side. So what, the third round in a row that they just decide to do this kind of a B split? And this time it's going to work.
They saw something. I don't know what it was. Did they see both ops? I mean, that might have been the tell, but they fell into that mid-B split so convincingly. Apex saw something and dropped off Catwalk and just led the way.
Yeah, maybe a level of research that we just don't know about. Again, I mean, that's what a lot of the research is about, right? It's discovering one piece of a pattern and just, you know, guessing the rest in your mind and acting on it. I'll be honest, though, this feels much less to me like a Vitality that's gone missing. It's much more of a phase that's really, really, really warmed up right now.
Okay, that's fair. They have been performing very admirably in this second half, as compared to the first especially. 14-12, Vitality just 2 rounds away. If you are joining us late in the day, first map was a win from Vitality, 19-15 on Nuke. FaZe had to win the last 4 rounds of the half to force that overtime. 14-12 here on map number 2 as FaZe tries to take us to a third map of Inferno. This is the loser bracket final. The winner plays Complexity in the grand finals later on today. The winner and Complexity would secure themselves a spot in the global final no matter what happens in the grand finals of the spring series.
Yeah, which is a big deal as well. Apex sent himself out on long. Look at how he's running with his back. You could hear the flashbangs popping behind him. Oh, and it's a great double entry. Absolutely brilliant teamwork. He's got his back turned the whole swing around there, and you could hear 2 or 3 flashbangs popping, and then he just turns for the kill. That was well done. Now it's double up and an M4 left on the FaZe side. Very tricky to win this 3 versus 5 here.
They actually have a chance just because Vitality isn't gonna, they're not grouped up out here towards long. They're still spread across the map, so there's a chance for those AWPs to get a pick. The bigger interesting decision FaZe is gonna have to make is if they don't get a successful pick, you know, Coldzera with this AWP out towards long, how do they actually get together so they can save all these weapons? You can see Brokey and Nico starting to retreat into the safety of the B bomb site. But Coldzera is pretty committed, and he's just crossing his fingers and hoping nobody comes catwalk.
That is close. Cyber will have heard that whiz right past him. Goes for a peek again. And this time Cole will take him down. He misses the second shot, which he definitely needed to hit. I think Brokey and Nico, it's better to walk away from this. Let him have that 13th round and then come back and fight next round.
Still plenty of money. That's the best thing you can say for FaZe is that finally throughout this win streak, remember early on after 6 rounds of this half where they'd won the majority of them, they still didn't have any cash flow. At least now, off the back of a 7-0 run, they have some money to toy with, and that lets them sustain a loss in this fashion. So Vitality fighting back, and now coming for the hunt. They, too, have money in the bank, so they're more than happy to throw away some AK-47s. 3 players committed, 1 sticking back to watch for the Ninja defuse.
That's always a good idea, especially when you've had one yourself. Don't want to come back and have that happen to you. Good triple from RPK. They get to steal the last of the rifles, which actually is a pretty big deal. Not that FaZe can't buy in this round, but you know that could be a way to lose this game right now if you're FaZe. If you run out of money, and they did just put everything into the round here. Oh god, it's 14-13, yeah, so interesting.
The success of that hunt actually gives Vitality maybe not a chance to just win the map, but definitely a chance to get the 15 first, right? And give you that one opportunity to take the map. That was close on the cross.
Yeah.
More flashbangs coming out from us. Completely blinded, but they're not all falling away. Masuta, no one's checked pit. Oh, he got into safety, and he's got 2. Again, all 3 kills. And Masuta trashes the defense at long. And now the economy comes into play.
It's the fact that he's so far behind him. He was unflashed for a second too, and he was like, hello. And there's just 3 kills. Oh, Apex nearly took the face right off Coldzera there, and he still might. It's going to be 1 guy left, and this is all the money. I mean, this isn't just going to be 14-14. It's going to be practically a free round, the next one for Vitality. So very likely they're going to be at 15 before FaZe, and what a they just waited this whole time. The first run here for FaZe at the beginning of House was absolutely amazing. It looked like they were going to be cruising right into Inferno. And now the French are back, winning 3 in a row, and they've looked like spectacular rounds.
Well, I mean, we saw FaZe a couple of times stacking 4 players out towards long to prevent something like that from happening, but these last 2 rounds from Vitality, I don't even know if a 4th player would have helped. It was such a convincing take from Vitality both times. Now, the one nice thing that FaZe have, because sometimes losing your economy in the 29th round can be a huge issue. It's still a problem, but FaZe have 3 rounds of a losing bonus built up. So they're going to get 2,900 in the next round, which means they'll have plenty of money to get AWPs. They'll have plenty of money for utility. They're obviously going to have to fight 1 round again to force overtime, which you never want to be in that situation, but at least you've got, you know, the money and the weaponry to do it properly.
Rain waiting in the middle. He'd love to just get 1 pick off here with the deal. That smoke, it's going to be gone soon. He's counting the seconds. When it disappears, he's going to go for the fight in the middle. He does a lot of damage, and that probably could have been a kill. Colds will find RPK, but I don't think that's quite enough. That's not the trade they were looking for. Big opportunity there. Nico out here with another Deagle. We know his Deagle can be very good, but there's so much firepower on the other side, and they dug down past the first one. Good headshot on one, and now they're all on top of him. They'll jump him down with the Tech-9. That's a pretty cool little trick. It's been asked to take on Apex, and now it's a 2-on-2. The bomb was just being planted. That could have been scary.
Well, the problem for Vitality is there's one on Catwalk, so they're stuck in the bomb site and on railing, which exposed them to this push from coldzera. It's Masuta watching this, and he's got to be perfect. If coldzera can turn this corner, baits out the shot, he knows it's an AK. Oh, he gets the dink, but can't complete things. And now Bimas picks up the pace, and that bomb is ticking so fast. There's one. He's got a Molotov as well. No, he doesn't. He's already used it, but it's not planted for ZywOo. He's got to stick this. ZywOo's again going to go for the jump, and he can't get it, but there's no kit. Op is going to be busted out, and FaZe gets so close, but so far away. 15-14.
I mean, fair play to FaZe. That's close enough that that it almost counts. Again, Rain in the middle. He probably could have had that kill. This was just such a close round. But you're right, 15-14. Vitality investing everything they have into the round. They've got plenty of money, almost 13,000 on Masutra at the beginning of this. And FaZe, they get this AWP for free. And they're going to go for it here. Let's see if we can have overtime on map number 2 as well. Now, the question is, do they want to go for a B-split here, or do they want to go for the same long take that they've been successful with?
I'm honest to God, I'm trying to think of it from the point of view from FaZe. Are you going to try and mount that defense and stay at the corner again, or are you just going to give it up? You've been trucked there twice in a row late in this half. Do you have the confidence to go for it again out of this timeout? If I'm Vitality, I mean, I would go for that long play with the amount of success it's had. Like, you can really get rolling with that kind of long attack once you feel the defense doesn't have it. And that's exactly what they've called, and FaZe is going to meet him there. This is a big battle. Apex, the opening kill again. The Moss comes in late, and Apex can't handle it, but a big trade for ZywOo.
Well, they just cannot stop that kind of a play. They keep losing. This was even better than the other times, at the very least for FaZe. They didn't just all get wiped out. But a 2-for-1 trade that Vitality love. And again, the luxury is it happens in the first 10 seconds of the round. So they have so much time to now figure out how they want to win this 4 versus 3.
They also have a lot of information. They've spotted coldzera pushing towards Upper Dark. Shock's also back in T-spawn, spotted Brokey crossing over towards the A bomb site, and he's still got an eye on it. So he knows Brokey hasn't crossed back. So they know it's just one player. Now, it is coldzera, to be fair. Not an easy player to flush out, but he's used his utility early in that aggression towards Upper Dark. So it's going to eat time off the clock to clear this out safely.
Oh, he has no smoke.
But look at the 2 plays. Yeah, but there's 2 players at long for FaZe. They're so far away from helping coldzera.
Yeah, they are. And they're going to be fighting ZywOo here. Nice pickoff, but the problem is still Cold can't put up any Molotov. If he ducks down behind this and they throw a grenade on him, he can't get out. He's going to fight them straight up, and so far, no grenades have been thrown, and Shocks will take him down. It's a pretty brave effort there for coldzera. 25 seconds here, and it's a 2-on-2, and this is about FaZe trying to live into overtime. Bomb is going to be put down, and RPK and Shocks left on the other side. A little bit of a Molotov. They're going to come flying right through into RPK, and he'll take them down in 16-14 as Vitality bring down FaZe. Took both maps here, and it was close. A near comeback for the FaZe side, but they could not hold on. Next game is going to be versus Complexity, and they must have been watching this and thinking, man, this French side is looking amazing right now. That game is coming up, and I just cannot wait for it. We'll get the analysts on this before we get there, though, so stay tuned, and we'll be right back.